Hello, hello. Can everyone hear me? Oh, it's an ad break. We're about to have an ad break. That was bad timing on my part. It's a Minty and a Jack and a Lil. Hello. Alright, I will say a proper hello once the ad break cuts. So this is like a little pre-stream hello. Hello, hello, hello. I missed you today, Jack. Can't wait. Oh, the puppy's already left. She was here. Oh well, that's alright. How are y'all going? I'm excited to start painting. We're going to be doing a bit of an underpainting tonight. So I'm going to start mixing colours already. Ha 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 ha. But yeah, excited to see you all while we get into harpy number 2. Alright, let me get back to the mixy. Oh. That's cool. Eee. Are the ads over yet? Or we don't know? Oh, it is working. Yay. Sorry, I forgot that there was a lag. I need to keep the Twitch panel there as well as the other panel because then I can see when the ad things happen on Twitch. But everyone on YouTube, we've been here the whole time, which is good. Alright. I've got a new setup I want to show you tonight. We've changed where the camera is, we've changed where everything is a little bit. So it's a little bit. You think you're sick? No! Robin, my little bird's definitely sick, which sucks, and I have a feeling Dr. Batman might be taken down too, because he's feeling kind of migraine-y, but also, yeah, I think it might just be, you know, that pre-sick where you just feel like everything's a bit yuck, and everything feels gross, and I just feel run down and bleh, and I'm like, yeah, you're totally getting the same sick she has. Meanwhile, I've still been kissing her forehead all day, and I'm like, I'm probably going to get it with that sort of behaviour, but we will see. We will see. Yeah, Sorrybot can do ad break notifications, which is kind of cool because, yeah, whatchamacallit? Bleh. I want to be able to know when they're happening because I really hate when streamers are talking about something cool while the ads are on. That's like a bugbear of mine. So I'm still working out the timing a little bit because it sort of warns me too early beforehand, and then I find it hard to know when it's finishing without jumping over to the Twitch manager. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment with it. But yeah, still experimenting over here, still trying to figure out all the things, all the Twitchy, YouTubey things all at the same time. But also really wanted to get some painting done. That's the problem, I really need to find the time to do a stream of working on the stream, but I have too many painting deadlines at the moment, so we're just gonna keep barreling through with painting until I have a little gap in deadlines, and then I can do more actual stream support stuff, which will be good. So yeah, that's where we're at the moment. So this one needs to be in America in a month and a bit, and I'm like, whew, it needed to be started a week or two ago, minimum, and it's still not started, so we need to get into it now. Partially my fault, I was going to do the one harpy painting for this show, and I have since changed my mind to do 2. So, doubling my own workload because aesthetics. They look really good as a pair, the idea, so I want it to be a pair. Alright, let's squish all this together. Squish, squish, squish. So what I'm mixing over here, you can see nice and... Oh, I should be able to refocus the camera. Hold on. Boop! Focus over there. Hello! So this is my Grisaille. I'm mixing up a 5-step mix between black and white. And so I can quickly chuck in a tonal painting. Basically I'm creating a plan for all the shadows in the painting without using full colour, and then when I go in with full colour I've already got not only a sketch but a fully thought out what's a shadow, what's a highlight, what's a medium, so I can keep it all in balance and make sure I've got not only sensical form but as well as that, like, basically a balance of where I want the focus to be. So with my other harpy painting, I've got a nice sort of beam of light down the middle with some dark either side of the actual harpy. And so yeah, now I will use these ones. I'm using a slightly different colour mix than the others. Oh, you're playing Destiny, Quill! Nice. Oh, it's been a while. Not that I played Dr. Macman, but I'd watch. I'm very much the backseat driver. Senny's here! Hello, Senny! Hello, Senny and the kitties. Thank you again for always being so supportive with the 2 platforms. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Needing surgery on your wrist. Ouch, ouch! That's not fun, though. Or is that because you've been gaming too hard? It's definitely cold weather, though. Well, I'm not surprised. If anything, like, you just hydrate as much as you can, because you've got to support you and little bump. Alright, I'm going to move this over here again. Yeah, we've got our little dipper nipple sticker on. Just so there's no naughty bits on Twitch. Although actually we could switch to Harold, Lil, if you want. Let's put your boy on. Whoop! No one saw that. Forgot I have to, like... What's an easy way I can move them without it being a thing? I suppose I just have to set it up before stream, don't I? Boop! There he is. Yay. Awesome. I've got some brushes that are already dirty from last night because I had lifetowing last night. Oh, put on the thing so I can see. Or rather, so my eyes don't strain super, super hard. And we're going to use that jar. Also, how cute are these little jars? I got this one from an op shop and it's like that really cute 70s orange. Love op shops for little jars. Quill, I was with you when we got these. That was when we were op shopping last time. Granted, it's been a while. Hey Arasat, how you doing? Evening. Ow, 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 that sounds really painful. Are you booked in to see someone about it or wearing a splint to support yourself in the meantime? Nerpsturk. I can definitely hear your voice in my head saying Nerpsturk. Is that weird? It sounds weird. Love. What's going on? We're going to start the second harpy painting. I've got a bit of a new setup. We're at a very sharp angle, but I sort of wanted you guys to be able to see the brush strokes a bit more. So that was the plan with this sort of setup. So it's a bit different from usual, but also I can sort of move you over to the palette when I'm doing mixing and see, then you can see that in focus. Yes, it is, Harold. Isn't the hat just fabulous? Oh, so good. So good. Second you press I'll stream button, that's when everyone sends you a notification. Why? Why? No, we're all good. Alright, cool. Phone over there. Alright, Dr. Batman is watching the baby monitor for me, so I can just chill with you guys, which is great. I did have water and snacks. What did I do with it? Not here. Alright. Hold your horses for 1 sec. Snacks achieved! Because what is painting art without a bit of sugar? Splints make it worse? I'm sure shoulders and wrists are pretty similar from a specialty point of view, aren't they? Interesting. Alright. Sorry for the chocolate chunk. Whole bunch of brushes. And I need a reference picture. There we go. We're good. Let's use this little tacker. And paper towel. I swear I've cleaned the studio like 25 times in the last week. And it's still a mess. At an angle can be interesting. I recently watched an episode on Perspective, Waldemar, about the use of items in old paintings and what they represent. Oh, you saw the visual perspective one with the skull. That one is really, really cool. There's a couple of paintings that do that one. I want to get into painting straight away, but yeah, it is a particular Flemish painting where it literally looks like two dudes standing in front of a desk, and then on the floor there's this weird dish thing, but yeah, if you stand at the right angle, it turns into a skull. It's very, very cool. It's very, very cool. I've known that one for ages. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Now there's a couple like that. I've seen another one in real life that's similar, like similar age as well, but it wasn't that exact one, but that's the one in all the books and everything. Hey, come over, full. Sorry, I can't look at your link you sent me, but I am also intrigued. Can you give me like any no. I'll talk to you about it later. I'll look at it later. I will, I promise. I need a nitrile glove on, not a hobo glove. Whoops. Wrong type of glove. This board already, you can see sort of down here in that I have touched it with naked hands, and you can see all those smudges of fingerprints. Whoops. And up here, there's a really bad one up here. So that shows you the chemical conversion coating that I get done to the aluminium board so that they grab onto oil. It works! Also, it's annoying because I need to remember to wear the gloves so I don't get fingerprints on before the paint goes on. Once the paint goes on, it's fine. Secret linkies. Yeah, Lily, you're taking care of yourself, okay? You deserve all the snack food too. Yeah. And same as the other harpy, we've got sort of like the female torso bleeding into the feathery birdie bits. So, although actually last time I started right at the top, didn't I? Let's do that again. I'm just going to aim you a little bit differently. Oh. Let's start right at the top. There we go. And then we'll work our way down. If I have a system, then I don't bounce around all night and accomplish nothing. I need to have a system. Let's go from dark to light. So I start with some black, find my darkest points, and then work my way to the brightest points. See, to me on screen that looks really satisfying seeing the brush close up, but I don't know if that's just because I'm a painter and I'm weird like that. Your wrist has been like this since last year. Still, ow! How's your shoulder feeling? Is it feeling better? I'm guessing you had surgery by the sounds of it, because you said there was surgery. Kind of like this because you guys don't see the whole finished image straight away. It's like we're going to sneak up on it a little bit. I can definitely do a reveal at the end of stream of what we've done from a normal perspective, but start with this for now. Comma Waffle, what do you think of the new setup? Or at least angle? As someone with opinions. I've changed the angle of the camera, Comma Waffle, so it's on a really shallow angle and you can see the painting real up close. This is a new one of a harpy. You were busy. Oh, I see. Sorry. I asked for your opinion on the new camera angle setup-y bit. Now your shoulder's great? Yay! Well that's good, at least the surgeon knows what he's doing. It looks interesting. Interesting is good. Interesting is not terrible. Then I need another camera. I've already got 3 cameras. And a dog who refuses to be in here when I try and put her on camera. Because she was all cute and then disappearing. What's our goal at the moment? We've got a goal. Forgot to turn that on. Yeah, see there's my lovely dipper camera with my empty chair. Empty chair. You don't need it. I don't. Then I have to turn on another camera every time. I already feel like the streaming soon screen stays up way too long because I think I'm ready and then I'm not ready. Every time. Just like, yes, I will put on the streaming soon thing and turn on my stream and then... Oh, there's 25 things I forgot to do. Run around like a mad woman. Two concurrent angles. Chaos, yes, no! It's meant to be chill vibes in here. Chill, 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 chill. That's the goal. No, no chaos. Hi, Pumpkin! Walking on the keyboard. If anyone thinks Senny's been like taken over by a robot, no, it's a cat typing to me. Which I always love and appreciate. Does Pickle ever type? Or is it just Pumpkin? Because Pumpkin's been typing for a while now. Internet, you know. Internet veteran. Your cat's type too? That's a lot of chaos. Aw, come on, Waffle, with the gifty sub. Mama, you got a gifty sub. Thank you, Come on, Waffle. You don't have to get your cat to say hi, don't bother them. It's too late at night for bother. I've bothered my dog enough and now she's already ditched me. She's like, no, you're doing that talking to your computer thing again, and that's weird. I don't like that. Even though I tried to bribe her with treats. I think at this point she's like, oh, you got the treat bag out? That means I have to go away. And I'm like, that is the opposite of the desired outcome. Pumpkin did a flump while typing. Smooth, Pumpkin. Smooth. Ah! Liz Cat did a typey type. Hello, Liz Cat. Hello. You and your gift chaos. Come on, Waffle. You do not have to gift chaos. I'm making you guys sit through ads. That's fine. That's revenue. Thank you. I really appreciate the sit through the ads. But you're always welcome to mute the tab. Apparently don't actually mute the within Twitch player thing because they can tell or something. Something. I've been told. Don't know if that's real, but I've been told. I'm gonna do it. This one. So this wing is much, much darker, and then this one has just a little bit of black. Oh, the Deanery! Hello! How you doing? Welcome from ye olde YouTube. How is things over there? Did you enjoy your camping visitation? When I say visitation, it was like day trip. Your camping day trip. You're here for a little bit. Yay! I always appreciate a hi, so thank you for coming and saying hi. Hi. You like camping now? You're as bad as Jess. You officially like camping now from one visitation. I'm okay with that. Soxy was sleeping and you gently picked him. Oh, Soxy, you're so patient. Thank you. Thank you for gracing the keyboard with your presence. I wanted to say presence with the word poor, and no, my brain did not compute. That didn't work. Bleh. Poor presence? No, it doesn't work. Please not for me. You've been converted. I think it's more just like exposed to the vibe. Exposed to a vibe is a thing with camping. Granted, I've never been a huge camper, but the way my husband does camping, I do like the vibes. The vibes are good, and especially now that we got a new tent that is much warmer and less condensatey and bleh than the other tent that we've used. So I really like the new tent. Did I tell you guys about that last stream that we went camping with the toddler for the first time? It was fun. We got to take her down to the creek and put on like baby waders so she could play in the mud and create mud puddles, and it was very, very fun. Good mess fun. Soxy woke up and looked at me like, why do? And went back to sleep. That's fair. Excuse me, I have a query. No, too tired. Bye bye. That's a good level of activity for this sophomore night. Wait, Lil, what state are you in? You're not in Victoria, are you? Or are you just more regional? Because I remember you visited. You're a visitor. Last year? Early this year? I have no sense of time. I apologise. New South Wales. Okay, so you are in the same time zone as us. I wasn't sure if you were like a Perth person who was like late afternoon. Your hands are demanded for bedtime pats and biscuits. Pumpkin cuddles. It is the right weather for that, for 100%. 100% Sunny. That is the weather for it. And I think that's the thing with Dippy Doo as well. She's just like, I would like to just flump it in peace, please, without bother. Plus she's had her walk and her dinner, so she's pretty ready for sleepy, chill times, not chaos, streamy times. Per se. Camping was such a vibe. It's always been about roughing it in the past and you hated it this time around. Yeah, no, the boys know how to make it relaxing and cozy. It's definitely, it's not glamping, but it's not roughing it. It's that middle ground of like comfy camping. The only thing I don't like is that everything comes home smelling like campfire, and that smell annoys me. So my laundry is currently the quarantine zone, and I'm working through things in batches. But I'm almost through, so that's fine. New South Wales chaos. Biscuit chaos. Pumpkin turning your belly into biscuits. Oh! Well, I'm sure Pumpkin appreciates that, you know, biscuits in the belly is a good thing, so biscuits on the belly must be just as good. Cat logic. For sure. For sure. I want this even darker. Boop, 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 boop. If I get around this whole underpainting, I'm totally going to jump into the first harpy, but that's... Every time I come on stream and say I'm going to get to a certain level, I get to just before that level by the end of stream. So, we're not going to make goals, we're just going to work. Here's my thinking. Making goals just makes me feel more productive than I currently am, because then I can see in my head where I want to be. Yeah, cats making the biscuits is so cute. I don't have a cat and I still love kitty cat biscuits. So nice. It's just something in the pace that they do it, something like fast and slow and things like that. It's just relaxing and lovely. And especially if it's on you, then you feel chosen. Sandy, you are chosen! Which you are. You're chosen by your children, for sure. Not the other way around. Campfire smoke also doesn't smell great when a certain someone keeps putting in those flame-changing chemicals marked poison. So what? What were they chucking in the fire? What were they chucking in the fire? Question marks. Oh, Lil, I went to Costco. They didn't have goldfish crackers. I was devastated. I apologise, because if they had them, I was buying them to give to Jack to give to you, and just... I apologise. They didn't even have... They got Ruffles back, but they have sour cream and chive Ruffles, and I just want original Ruffles, and how very dare. Oh, the colour change powder is cool. It doesn't change the smell. Or at least it didn't when I was there. It's not poison, it's chemicals, yes, but not necessarily poison. It's only poison if you eat it. There's a difference. It did make the flames look pretty though, didn't it? Come on, come on. That's some D&D magic whoosh right there. Yeah! They just write poison on the packet because they don't want kids to think it's Kool-Aid and just rip and... Because, you know, responsible packaging. Boop. Yeah, you did use it when you used to fire 12. Back when I first met you. Gosh. Yeah, Stingray will say poison in big letters. It will also say that on most of your cleaning supplies. even though it's cleaning supplies. Because they do not want kids to eat it. Which I'll stand behind. That, yes, kids eating the colour changey stuff, probably a bad idea. You went somewhere and broke out the old fire kit recently? Gosh, it's been an age. You've still got it? Oh, that's cute. You don't put your cleaning supplies in the fire? Well, your fire isn't very clean, is it? Where am I going? Over here. Deanery, you know if it really bothers you, you can always just tell them not to, right? Like, you just have to tell them, actually, this is bothering me, and, like, do a serious voice about it. You don't put medication in fire? Trying to think of a scenario where I do put medication in fire. I don't think I do. I do put it in my belly, though. It didn't bother you because you were too comfy. Fair. Also, they're pretty. They probably just wanted to make it a magical experience for you. They wanted to bring the wizard vibes. Even though I don't think either of them have ever played a wizard. I don't know. They could have, but I don't think they have. You tell me if I start painting too low, hey? Everyone just go, Liz, why? We can't see you do the painties. I think it's, where is it? It's about here. I'm just going to put a little boop to that here. Boop. So I know that's how far down to paint before moving the camera. It was magical. Yay! Well, that was the idea. That was the idea. I remember where we saw those in the shop after buying our absolutely we definitely need it supplies, and I was just tempted to grab like such a big handful because I'm just like, we've bought the things we need, now we can buy the things we want. Want. Boop. Okay. It's the only class I haven't played properly. Level 2 doesn't count. Yeah, no, level 2 doesn't count, especially like wizard, like wait till you're like level 10 or something. You were at a campground a few hours away from Uluru with a tour group and some guys came past and asked if we wanted to see some magic. That's fine. Yeah. No, I took a photo of it and mother-in-law thought it was just actually, like, the fire was magical. And I'm like, no. Like, we put a thing in to make that happen. This is not just, you know, campfires being cool for no reason. God, what a line. Were they trying to chat you up? I can imagine that would be an amazing line for like early dating. Just be like, you want to see some magic? And just go it'd get my attention. In terms of being unexpected. Because let's face it, Iggy, like, you doing fire twirling was 100% to get the ladies' attention. Sorry, caramel waffle. And a little alarming. He was an old retired guy trying to make everyone's night more fun. Okay, well that's chaotic good. That's chaotic good. 100%. Steps into the fire pit. Diagonally! Just don't say it like a sneeze, then you're in trouble. You did not steal that joke from Dr. Batman. I'm sure you didn't. Alright, we've got an ad break coming, so I will be shush for a minute when it starts and let it go. Sorry, on YouTube. Deanery, they're playing an ad on Twitch, so that's why I'm being a little bit more quiet, but Comma Waffle wants me to look at a thing, so I'm going to secretly look at the secret thing while the ad break is happening. Yeah, there's ad breaks on Twitch now that I'm a Twitch affiliate and officially earning money from the Twitch views. Yeah. So the ad break is directly giving me a tiny little bit of the moolah to support my art practice, which I really appreciate. Obviously still trying to get the views on, on YouTube so that I can monetize YouTube. We are not near monetizing yet. Hi Joby! Yeah, Twitch is doing an ad break. I'm looking at a secret link. The Comma Waffle sent me. Oh god. Alright, I know what it is now. Affiliate dance! Yeah, we're an affiliate now! Love an affiliate dance, which is lovely. Ad break is finishing now. Huzzah! Everyone, welcome back. Comma Waffle, I looked at the link. You're silly. Yes, it is 100%. I completely understand why you're excited about that link. But does it stay in Melbourne, Victoria? Because if it does, that's pretty rad. Also, I don't know if you have that experience at all, unfortunately. You in 5 years might. Anyway. Editing documents. Good idea. Good idea. Put some time into those documents. Give me white chocolate. Mm-hmm. Mmm. I should have eaten chocolate in the ad break. Sorry. Mm-hmm. Can I zoom in further? Ooh, I can. Ooh! Enhance! Maybe we need that as an emote. Enhance! Or a channel points thing. I haven't even touched the channel points thing yet. I should do that. I should do that. Yeah, I think that'd be a fun channel points thing. I can just give you an enhance and you guys can request to zoom in and then give you a see the big picture, then you guys can ask me to zoom out. Your nephews are visiting on the weekend. Yay! Do you need baby fences again or are they okay? Because you're welcome to come grab anytime. I used them last weekend because we had crafternoon, but I don't need them this weekend. This weekend we're going to a kinder open day, and I'm like, what? Since when? She was born 5 minutes ago, little bird. Why are we already looking at kinder open day? Which is gonna be a whole thing. But really, for reality's sake, we're gonna go play at kinder with all the toys for a couple of hours, and that's gonna be so much fun. Oh, you do have a bat fence. Oh, good. Okay, yeah, no, keep using. That's fine. I forgot that you kept some, but that's good because that makes it easier. Also means you don't have to furrow back and forth all the time. Furrow is my word. You know what I mean. Don't have to multi-trip. Multi-trip. What was I just thinking? Oh, I need to write down the idea about the thing. Where's my write down book? Oh. I went to an interesting thing today. Well, kind of interesting, kind of not. So, how many of you know that I'm doing overarching themes of death in my artwork at the moment. Because I've been doing a bit of a deep dive research on death care and death cultures for the last 5-6 months, something like that. It's been a little while. Thoroughly enjoying myself and feeling very invigorated, which is awesome. But yeah, part of that has been because of ADHD getting under control. Huzzah, focus and control. Love it. Yay, death, indeed. Oh, hi Christina, how you going? Welcome to stream. I'm just talking about, today I went to a talk at the library because I'm in discovering the library and reading way too many books. I stumbled into their events and they do so many different sort of public talks and lectures and things like that. And so I signed up to a whole bunch because they're going to be running death cafes, which I've been going to in Coburg anyway. A death cafe being like an open chat, no taboos, sit down discussion with strangers about death, which is really fun. It's not a counselling space, it's specifically just a open chat, no question is too silly situation, which is awesome. But then today they had a chat called Tales from the Grave. And I'm like, that sounds fun. And I thought it was going to be more about like historic cemeteries, but it turns out it was actually about just like forgotten Australians who had died and their graves and their sort of like whole thing. So yeah, it was really interesting. It was literally like me and 2 other older ladies just sort of looking for something fun to do. And the lady running it sort of is a hardcore library historian for Australian history. So yeah, that was really fun. And she was really, really approachable and answered questions beautifully. And I got to learn about a whole bunch of random Australians. Like, I didn't know there was actually a lady who was Granny Smith of the Granny Smith apples. There was an actual lady who developed the apple and everyone called her Granny and her last name was Smith. And I'm like, that's kind of silly but hilarious. What was her name? Maria Ann Sherwood Smith. Sherwood being her maiden name. Yeah, so that was fun. Yeah, and some people who had sort of elaborate and fun graves and things like that. Alright, I've reminded myself to make a channel points thing for enhance and see the big picture. Yay to medicating death and controlling ADHD. Not medicating death. You needed a comma in there, Deirdre. You needed a comma. I'm glad you're doing good, Christina. Thank you so much for joining our stream. I'm trying to get this grisaille happening. So I've got a 5-step value scale and we're just sort of starting at the top, doing all these feathers, and then we're going to work our way down to the bottom to where the face is for this harpy. So half bird, half lady. I'm very excited about that. No medicating death. That's not what I was talking about. Oh, love learning Aussie history, specifically about Melbourne. Yeah, I do too. And there's so much I don't know, and that's the problem. Like, so much of my death research has been based on overseas resources that I really want to find more and more Australian sources for it and things like that, and just Australia-specific stuff. So yeah, things like these sort of free talks are so good because, yeah, if it's not exactly what I thought it was going to be, 1, it's free, and 2, they're really accessible because they're in the local libraries, they're well timed and everything. Granted, this one was during swimming lesson, which was pain, so husband did swimming lesson for me, and a little bit annoyed that it wasn't more grave and death culture specific, it was more people's lives specific, but you know, still fun, still very fun, and still very work related, and I got to take heap of notes and it'll help me keep developing new stuff, which is the entire point of professional development for art. I'm loving how much this year I've been able to put time into just the content of my art and go down rabbit holes and do research, because I really feel like it's making my ideas stronger, which is nice. I knew what you meant, but I stumbled through, and that's what me. Come on, Waffle, you're still chaosing. Blah, 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 blah. How are you feeling editing your documents? Talking in random code whilst on stream isn't weird at all. Don't know what you're talking about. At least it's not as obvious a code as it is when the cats are typing. Because, you know, they're definitely sending each other secret messages when they type. I just can't decode it myself. Actually pretty confident? That's awesome. Have you got some good references that you can use for this specific thing? Oof, lovely. Come over here, focus. Over there. Certainly not a slam dunk, but pretty... I hope you get into... Oh, no, it's not really secret, is it? I hope you get to talk to people about the thing professionally. That'd be great. Ghost Tours Melbourne was actually less about the supernatural and more about the lives of the overlooked everyday folks. Oh, there you go. Are they actually haunting them? I know there's one that's like got a seat in one of the theatres. Active Ghosties Melbourne. Active. I do love how much stuff they've found of old Melbourne while they've been digging up everything to build the new stations. Because yeah, some artists I know and things like that, they were part of the public arts, what's the word? Creative pool that they've had working on stuff at the train station. I've looked at the applications a bunch of times and I haven't focused on it. And that's the problem with a lot of those big public ones, is you need to focus on it and get something in straight away to be in with a chance, and I'm just not that quick, unfortunately. Every so often you take a break to watch Pedro the Raccoon. I have no idea what you're going on about. Is it like a live stream of a raccoon? Because that wouldn't surprise me, but also seems odd. I know one of the aquariums has a live stream on Twitch. I've seen it a few times and it's very relaxing to just watch an aquarium with the big sharks and things floating by. It's the meme of the moment. I'm not up with memes, I'm an old lady. I'm an old lady. It's a little raccoon dancing, okay. If it makes you happy, I'm happy for you. I'm still back here being like Weeble and Bob stuff, so you know. Vintage memes. I know you're older than I am, but you're like enthusiastic. Yeah? Would that be the best way to describe? Your enthusiasm is swift and relentless. Did you look it up, Deanery? That seems like something you'd like. You're up with the meme culture. You're always 3 steps ahead of what I'm up to. The problem when I zoom in this far, I feel like everything moves a whole bunch when I'm just putting pressure on it a little bit. Hopefully that's not annoying for you. Also, I discovered the carpet tile underneath me has a blobble in it, so when I put my feet down it's moving the camera tripod all the time, which is annoying. I normally have the camera tripod on the desk and I've moved it to the floor for this view. You're just like animals in general, especially animals wearing armour. Dude, I'm with you there. Animals wearing armour is adorable, as long as they weren't put in against their will too harshly. Because, you know, we want consenting little animal soldiers, please. For the cute, not for the battles. That's the other thing I did the other day. On Monday, I spent my day being the subject of a painting for an artist I've followed for a long time but haven't actually met. We're in Melbourne, G180, and I got to sit in a chair for a bunch of time and ask him a billion questions about stuff and in general just chat, and it was so nice just hanging around with an artist who knows more than me and talking shop. So that was a lovely... That's why I didn't stream on Monday. I do apologise. I think I did have Monday in the schedule originally. But I was in not my studio. Oh, in a different studio. And going to other artists' studios is just so much fun because it's really like artists are nesters a lot of the time, and just being in their space with all the things that they like around them is such a fun way to get to know someone. Like my studio is such a amalgamation of stuff that I like, and that's exactly what Eugene's studio was. It was just an amalgamation of stuff he's done and stuff that he likes, and it was so fun to just sit there and hang out in. Yeah, as long as they aren't forced to do battle with one another or forced being into a battle, except for Pokemon. Pokemon doesn't count. Although, yeah, Little Bird has only seen Pokemon Concierge and Pokemon books, so the whole idea of battling sort of hasn't entered her realm yet, which I'm kind of okay with because she freaking loves Pokemon for all the cute without the drama and performance pressure. That being said, she had her first run-in at daycare with an actual incident report because a kid pinched her on the face and she just stood there and cried because she didn't know what to do because she's never experienced a kid doing the wrong thing. And the daycare lady was like so apologetic because of course she was putting a jacket on another kid and literally turned around and saw it happening and was like, ah! But at the same time she's like, why didn't she push her away? And I'm like, because she has no awareness of that ever. Like, she was okay and everything, she's fine. She got like a tiny little scratch on her face, but yeah, it was just a first involvement that other people can do harm for no apparent reason, and she just did not compute the whole thing. So I've had a lot of talks about it in the last 2 days, and poor little thing, she's fine, but it was just very confusing. I think that was why she's sort of seized up, because it was just the shock of, I don't know what's happening and I hurt and I don't know why, what? Because she's had such good interactions with kids until now. And even the other kid, I don't know why the kid did it. It was just I'm sure it's one of those toddler spur of the moment, just, I have done this thing. Yeah. Cause and effect situations, but at least the daycare ladies were like all over it. Which is good. And like, I know more than anyone, the second you're like distracted for a second, everything can happen in 1 minute and you're just like, but how? Kids are fast. And deceptive sometimes. Yeah, no, January, it was lovely just soaking in another outer space like that. It was just comfy. I think as well because he does a lot of figurative work and like work from life and things like that. It was all very up my alley, so that made it a lot more enjoyable as well. And like, obviously I was already a fan of his work before the fact because I followed him on Instagram. And it was funny, we started talking about people in like the Melbourne life drawing community. It's like, we know so many of the same people, but we've never met, the two of us, so time to send Little Bird around the world to learn the deadliest martial arts to exact vengeance and strike fear into cheek pinches everywhere. Oof. Oof. I mean, yes, but no. But yes. What was more hilarious was when I went to pick her up from daycare, where they'd already called me, like, the second after it happened to say, hey, we've got to do an incident report, like, this is what has happened, yes, she's okay, blah, 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 blah. But then when I got to daycare and I talked to Robert, she immediately name-dropped the kid and said who did it, and was just like, yeah, this kid, pinch, ouch. And I'm like, yep, well, I'm glad you're not, like, scared to tell people or hiding what has happened at all. Good. I like blunt. Blunt is good. Yep. Be it factual. Thank you. And like the daycare lady was shocked that she's like, yep, so she name dropped the kid. Alright, fine. Yeah, head injuries are mandated phone calls. And I'm pretty sure like kid on kid, something that leaves a mark is a mandated phone call. But yeah, it's just one of those things. She'll learn to handle her boundaries soon. I remember my kids being clearly taught how to handle their personal space at daycare. Well, that's the thing, like, we have talked about personal space, but when I think about it, like, most of our talks about personal space have been involved with Dipper, because she's at home with the dog, so it's all about telling Dipper no, and, like, she knows to push Dipper away when Dipper's in her space and stuff, but we haven't really specifically talked about other kids so much that way. Like, I know we've talked about sometimes with her cousin just being all like, if you don't want to play what they're playing and things like that, just say no or walk away. But this was a little bit different because her cousin's never done anything like this, so yeah. Yeah. I love doing little, like, sharp little lines in the middle of the feather. They're just so satisfying, like the quill going down the middle. I don't know if that's the name of it, but that's what I think of, because, like, with a feather quill, it's the middle bit that you sharpen at the end to use. Alright, so that feather is done, so I'm just going to work my way across. Let's zoom out again a little bit. There we go. I think Harold's in the right spot. Boop! Every time I go boop, it's me doing the focus. Little bird learned how to let an adult handle things that are too big to deal with. Also good. Also good. And so you want, like, the little achievement to pop up over the kids' heads so you know what they've learned and you can tick that off your achievements list, but unfortunately having kids is not that helpful that way. I wish it was. That'd be good. Like in Scott Pilgrim, like, Scott has learned the power of self-respect. I love that movie. Even if it is different from the graphic novel. Figurette's just amazing. Most adults just act instinctually, so good of little bird to named off right away. Yeah. I just feel bad because I'm guessing, like, with incident reports and that sort of thing, like, they don't want parents knowing which kid has done what, because they don't want them to go, like, against other parents or be, like, discriminatory or anything, because they're kids. And I'm like, pretty sure I wasn't meant to know that, but cool. Cool. My other problem at the moment is we've taught her, like, saying sorry when you do something wrong and things like that, and at the moment she's misconstrued it a little bit, where if anything goes wrong or if I get worried about anything, like things completely outside of her, she'll suddenly come up to me and be like, I'm sorry mummy, and I'm like, no, mummy was annoyed at the other car because the other car was driving like a poo-poo head. And mummy's fine, you're fine, Robin has done nothing wrong. And she's like, no, I'm sorry mummy. And I'm like, oh, you're breaking my heart. How do I tell you that, like, and I keep saying, no, we only say sorry when it's something that Robin has done. If Robin does a whoops or like an accident or something, then you can say I'm sorry. But at the moment, you have done nothing wrong. And she just says it so beautifully, and it breaks my heart. You do what my child does. I'm sorry, it is a soothing technique. I mean, honestly, that's why you want them to do it to other kids and things like that, because it self-soothes as well, because it breaks the tension. Because if they suddenly go, oh, a thing has occurred, I have to change what I'm doing, it stops their current mode of action. But then as well as that, the I'm sorry is like a change in tone to the other kid, to know, for the other kid to know sort of that a change in the person has occurred. So it is a communication, like, tool that we use more so than a moral, or as well complementary to being a moral, like, empathizer, I guess, or like reminding you to, you know, be ethical to the people around you. Probably not the place to talk about that, darling. We keep it a safe space in here, so we can't bring sensitive stuff in, sorry. I think it's different when you talk about toddlers, but I don't know, I just, yeah. I'm sorry about your experience, but I just don't think this is the place. My little one was 4 the last time I had to sign a kid-on-kid incident report. The daycare educator didn't bother trying to execute it. Oh, well there you go. Maybe it's a bit different now, I don't know, or maybe it's just my daycare is like that. as soon as my kid saw me, he was like, blah blah, push me. That's exactly what little bird was like. She was just like, this happened. Fact. Here is a fact on a plate for you. We're good friends, and the other mum and I compared notes as soon as we had the moment. It is good if both sets of parents are like on the same level as, hey, our kids have a kid moment, let's just compare notes and make sure everything's straight, and I really appreciate that with other parents. I've had really good experiences so far with the other parents at this daycare, so that's been really good. And I'm really like, fingers crossed, the kinder side of it's just as good, because the kinder's in the same building, but we're going to the kinder open day this weekend to check it out, because we've got to make the decision whether she'll go in next year or the year after for 3-year-old kinder. And I'm like, I was one of those kids who went into school. It's not early, it's the right time, but it's like you're a year younger than everyone else because your birthday's very early in the year. So I was that kid who in like year 12, I was still 17 when everyone else was like turning 18 and getting their license and stuff. But at the same time, I was so eager to go to school because I found school so interesting and fun. And I have a feeling little bird might be that kind of kid because she just loves learning stuff at the moment, and I'm so eager for her to have those opportunities that I think she would like it, but I don't want to push her too hard too young either. So if she's not sort of ready enough compared to the other kids, then we can definitely wait a year, but then she'll be like overly ready. I feel like she'll be like wanting to learn all the stuff during the year next year, even though she's not in kinder yet, so I don't know what to do. There's a lot of I don't know in parenting, especially for me. Every other time they've used general neutral kid anonymous language. Yeah. Why am I so snacky tonight? It's probably because today is my day off my normal meds and I use my little meds. But I'm very snacky today. Does anyone need a little snack stretchy break? Let's have a little stretchy break. I'm just going to go to BRB for a minute. I'll be right back. And my back. Nuts are so crunchy. This is my current snack. Is teeny tiny boxes of nuts. Anyway. Shot of sugar never did any harm, did it, right? Love that dopamine. Anyway. We're making some progress. I always find these underpainting so satisfying because I don't have to think about colour, and it feels like you just get quite a lot done in a short amount of time because you're just working on value structures. That is the distance between light and dark. Is it darker than this? Is it lighter than this? You ask that in your head 400 million times, and then you have a finished underpainting. Basically. That being said, I have realised I should have started on this side, not this side, because I'm right-handed and I don't want to drag the paint across, so maybe we need to come over here and do some of this for this. No. Boop. 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 There. Ad break. That was badly timed on my part. Come on, Waffle, you're using GPT for this? Oh my gosh. Yay, you're back. You're back, you're back, you're back. Comma Waffle is using ChatGPT to write formal documents. I'm not surprised, but also I'm not sure if I should be disappointed. I saw a bit of a devastating clip of an artist talking on a panel about Midjourney and stuff, like the arts AI, because now when you Google this artist, most of the Google image results are AI impersonations of her work, not actually her work. So that's kind of devastating. Because, yeah, the idea of people not actually being able to find your actual work and thinking that things that are not only imperfect but kind of dodgy are your normal work at a glance is just kind of horrifying, because there's no way to tell Google all of these results do not pertain to this search term. There's no way to do it. All you can do is report images as saying they're impersonating me, but they don't necessarily take them down. So, yeah, that's a bit sad. Oh, what's happened? Dr. Batman pointed out the little bird's hole. Yes, which became a puddle. Yes, it was the mud hole that we dug using the shovels at camping. When we were talking about how wet it gets on the campground, I thought it was cute that he casually pointed out. I'm not surprised they didn't fill it in straight away, because we literally just were like, okay, we want to play in mud, but the water is much colder today down at the river. This was when we did a visit to camping a few days after we went camping, because Dr. Batman was all set up, and so this time we didn't stay overnight, we just went down and played. But it was so much colder already that I was just like, I don't want her to go in the river because she will freeze her hands. Mainly her hands, because her hands would be in the water the whole time. And yeah, so we literally just went, oh, there's a puddle on the campsite. We're just going to keep digging and make a mud hole and just let her play in the mud hole. Because at least that was with, like, air temperature water, which wasn't as bad. And, she had a great time. Her idea of jumping in the hole, though, was literally her just kind of stomping in it with her gumboots on. But, she loved it. It was very, very fun. And yes, then they had their casual little mud hole that you didn't want to break your ankle in while they were camping. And, like, so easy to fill in. We dug it, like, literally close to a mound of dirt that other people had dug up. And I'm just like, well, it's there. It's ready to go. But, yeah. I love doing things like that for her, where it's just like, I know our backyard is like 80% concrete, but out here, get muddy and dirty, enjoy. I do have like a little play table outdoors for her, and it's got sand on it at the moment. I keep intending to buy like dirt to make it a mud table, but we haven't got that far. The hole that little bird dug. Indeed! So you're using ChatGPT to start you off. I've seen a lot of people do that for artist statements. I tried GPT indirectly in that I refused to touch it, but I was okay for someone else using it just for my curiosity's sake, and asked it to write a Liz Gridley artist statement. And ChatGPT 3, it was just tripe. It was just random art wank that had nothing related to my work at all. But then ChatGPT 4, which is the one you have to pay for, yeah, kind of nailed it. Definitely actually referenced internet results such as my website and just rewrote it using different prose, and that was very interesting because it sounded close enough that you could definitely edit it into an artist statement. I didn't want to because I still, as I said, feel weird about it. I just want them to come out with like ethical versions where you know none of the stuff has been stolen, but I know that that's probably not going to happen at this point because they're all just trying to go, oh, it's too late, we're just going to do it the easy way with the stolen content. Because so many of the big companies are now integrating it all. Like Instagram's got integrated AI, Adobe has integrated AI, so many of them do now. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft doesn't have their own version of ChatGPT built into Word and things like that in Google Docs. Evening, Artisaurus, how are you? Test things. It's only as good as the info you give it. Yeah, that's fair. We've seen a few artists trying to normalise AI tools, which is amazing. It is and it isn't, I think, because the problem is the artists that are hurting because of it, they're only going to be able to fight as long as they're supported by others, and yeah, there are more and more artists that just go, screw it, I'm going to use it for my own thing. All those artists that are being hurt are now left in the dirt, and that's really sad. Yeah, I know Canva has integrated AI options, so does Shopify. But like, it still kind of feels like what I originally said, which was it's going to turn into the clip art version, which is anyone who doesn't care about graphics and things like that and just wants an easy solution, they're going to use AI. Because that's what clip art was. It was that, oh, we have this library of things that is an easy solution for our flyer advertising our business, or like a professional document that just needs a few pictures of a little dude shaking another little dude's hand. Like, AI is just going to take over clip art and that sort of role now. The problem was clip art, those designers got paid for drawing those pictures, no matter how weird they were, and AI, not many people get paid. So it's still going to result in jobs and industry losses, which suck. Oh, Twitch people, is there an easy way to know, like, when it comes to swearing and things like that, should I be marking my stream as adult-only content because I do drop words now and then? Or is there an easy way to know what words would be counted as adult enough that you have to put an over-18s filter on? Because I'm not very good at self-bleeping, unfortunately. I try, but I'm not great at it. Oh, digital art definitely had a pushback from trad artists, but for me, digital art, it's... what's the word? Digital art is it's a tool for the hand, so it's literally like it's something that you hold and you create something, and that's fine. The problem I have with the AI as it stands, like Midjourney, is that's not a tool. Yes, you are giving it a prompt, but the prompt is only a guide of what it's going to create, and it's only creating things that are amalgamations of other people's stolen work, and those people are not getting any sort of copyright kickback or consent to have their work be used in this way by the machine. And that's my main problem with it. If it was more like a tool that is heavily influenced by your hand, where you literally say, okay, computer, I want a bird here that's like this shape, and then I want like a dragon here that's this shape, and I want it to be this color, and this. That's your input using a tool. You just saying, I want a bird next to a dragon, that's a vague guideline concept. You're not actually creating the bird or the dragon in any which way. You're telling the computer to create it. And the computer will create it based off other people's birds and dragons that they have created that they have not consented to. So that's where it differs for me. So things like photography creator of the camera, everyone pushed back on photography saying it wasn't real art and this, that and the other thing. I'm very okay with saying photography is real art as long as it's like a consenting environment. And that was an issue with photography for ages, is people would take photos of things that belonged to other people or other people didn't want them photographing, and then they would claim it as their own. And you still have issues with that with photography sometimes, when people claiming whose is what. But at least now it's been tried and true. Like, we've gone through that fight of figuring out how consent works with photography, and you have things like model sign-off sheets where say that yes, I fully consented to being part of this project, and that's all fine. AI needs that same consent. It needs people to be on board in a very vocal, very obvious yes way. Night, Deanery. See you later. Oh, Joby, your phone's about to die. No worries, Joby. Bye. Probably doesn't matter since Twitch is 13 plus already. Cool. I didn't realise that. Yeah, see, by Aussie standards I'm not swearing a lot, but that's by Aussie standards. And I don't know how other countries feel about Australian standards of swearing. Light swearing is okay, I believe. Let me double check. Thank you, Artisaurus, I really appreciate that. It's very irregular, I wouldn't be worried. I'm pretty irregular, I think. It's only when I get fired up about things or if I get caught off guard, I think. Significant profanity or vulgarity streams that use extreme vulgar language in a persistent and excessive manner throughout the duration must be marked for vulgar language. Okay, definitely doesn't feel like me, Otisaurus. Thank you so much for looking that up. That makes me feel way better. Because yeah, I just didn't want to get penalised for every now and then. I'm starting to realise now that these areas are touching that they're very, very similar in value, and they've definitely got more variation in my reference image. So that means I can bump up a level in my value scale and start adding some bright highlights. My glove is making a squeaky noise. Why? Who dat? Bud in the yard! A subby! Thank you, Bud! How are you? Welcome. How is your night going? Brad! Brad in the yard is such a different vibe. It's such a different vibe. Oh, no worries, Deanery. Sorry, I thought you were heading up as well. No, apologies. I didn't see the jump between YouTube comments. Yeah, cool. Deanery, so it's not the artist's responsibility to do this, but the non-artists feel that art has high barrier to entry, but if artists show AI tools can assist with creation, maybe that will change that. And I feel like everything that you call a profession has a high barrier to entry. Yeah. That's probably more similar to, say, when DJs started remixing stuff, going, oh, this is so much easier than learning how to play a musical instrument. Both can definitely coexist, but they have different sort of quality standards and rules in a way. And that's, again, where, yeah, if people use AI in a sophisticated way where it is a tool and they're still very much in control of their creation, that's very different to someone just doing a prompt and being all like, look, I'm an artist, I'm going to put this in your computer, and I'm so talented for coming up with 6 words to give to a computer. Like, that's probably my feeling on people using prompts in that way. Yeah, it's all how you use it and how you carry it across, for sure. But it could exist. I definitely see AI art as something that will have its own realm, like it'll have its own competitions and things like that for prompters specifically, and it'll have its own communities in that way. It's just coming across to a traditional art community and assuming to be taken at face value for what you see as similar work and other artists see as not similar work at all. That's a bit naive of a stance, I would think. I'm good, Bunny. We're getting a little bit deep with the AI chat, but that's just because it's a huge area that will be affecting us from now on, so, you know. constantly different things to consider. But other than that, we're starting a new harpy underpainting, so getting a lot of feathers going. And yeah, I really want to get these harpy paintings well on their way. So this is going to be my main focus for the next sort of little while, to get these done, because these are going to go to America, to San Francisco, to go on a show, which will be very, very nice. I love the gallery. Yeah. Feathers are cool. Brad in the yard is concerning. I feel like Brad is one of those guys who responds to milkshakes. Like when you make milkshakes. And I feel like Brad is definitely there being all like, yes, hi, I was summoned by dairy. Brad is one of those people. Unless he's lactose intolerant. That's a bit better. Those feathers are a little bit lighter. Needed that. It's definitely the sort of thing I can add more detail in the next layer, but I need the base to be as close as I can. Seeing work in progress is always a good time. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. I think that's one of the things I love about streams, is that I can be a bit more sharey with what I'm working on, because like with Instagram being such a like portfolio in your pocket style format, I'm definitely a bit more cautious about posting works in progress that reveal the full thing, because I want to be able to reveal it when it's on show. And a lot of the times the galleries don't want you revealing stuff until it's on show, because they want that exclusivity reserved to when it's associated with their name. Brad and Chad are siblings. They could be cousins, but yes. Definitely genetic relation there. Oh, no worries, Altisaurus. Half watching, half lurking is perfectly fine. I am very pro-lurk, because I'm a big lurker. As Quill knows, because half the time I'm just like jumping into a chat for 1 second to go, hi, I'm lurking, okay, bye! I'm here to look at your lovely face while you do the things, but I have no idea what game you're playing or how to play it. But I enjoy the banter. And that's me doing a lurk. That, or I'm doing stuff where I can't be near the keyboard. You accidentally exposed your toe from under the doona and it was caught by a cat. Ouch! You got swatted! Such swat. So the toe beans goes both ways. They go after your toe beans the same as we look at their toe beans and go, adorable. Maybe this is it. I put my feet on the bottom of the easel and fiddle, and that's why it's rocking so much. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'll move my feet. God, I notice all my little painting habits with stream. So much. I do have many little habits. As I'm sure most artists do. Like, do you have a chainmail face when you're making chainmail craft? Like a concentration face? Most people I know who do that sort of like little fiddly craft, they'll have like a concentration face. Oh no, see, my foot just wants to sit up there now. I need like a little footstool. Do I have anything I can use as a footstool? No. I might change chairs. Alright. Stay put. Da-da-da-da. Look. It's a tiny studio and I've got 3 chairs in here. Why do I have 3 chairs? Because I change my mind all the time. You're usually crying, so you can't really say bull. I call bull on that. You definitely know what you're doing. You're not crying. That's why you make all the cool things, because it's fun. Or is it happy, fun, crying face? What am I doing? Boop. Boop. Alright. Alright, this one. I like how you can subtly see my hand over here doing the colour mixy in this view. That's quite fun. You're not crying, you're also thinking, no, none of that, dearie. None of that. Have you got any specific projects you're working on at the moment, or are you still just having fun? I saw you were learning from another chainmailer recently and you learned some cool tricks. That's pretty rad. That's much brighter. Good, good. What prompted the harpy? Well, this art show I'm a part of is a theme this year. So it's the portrait show by Modern Eden Gallery in San Francisco. And this is my 3rd time doing this show. I love the show. It is an open for application show, but this time I was invited, which feels really nice. It means they like me. But this year's theme is myth. So they wanted us to look at different mythologies and be inspired to create a work. And the harpy is a mythological character, which is a bit of a, you know, demonized woman, because they have the face of a woman. Sometimes they've got the face and the body of a woman, but they've also got wings. Like, it sort of changes depending on which author and which reference you look at. Just opening up my book to find the harpy info. Where are we? I'll give you direct stuff. Not Cersei, the other one. Harpy. Yeah, basically I liked the idea of sort of the screaming woman, the scream of grief, the loss of control. And then I thought of like Studio Ghibli crying, like, you know, when someone cries in Studio Ghibli and it's like a full cry, it's just like that emotion, and that feeling of like really hardcore visual grief. But then this idea was more the idea of straight after that, and the sort of defeated moment where you sort of lose all that visceral intensity and then you're just sort of a little hollow and a bit sort of, yeah, empty inside. So I had a photo of a bird that sadly passed away in my backyard, and I started playing with that as this sort of like limp flight body, sort of this idea that it looked like it died. And it just combines so well with these photos I have of a life model who's an aerialist that I know, called Pistolina, who is fabulous. And I'd already purchased these life model reference shots from a photographer friend who did them with the life model, and like everyone got paid, so that was all good and consenting. And I liked the image so much that ended up with 2 that I liked, and now we're going to paint them as a duo for the show. So yeah. But yeah, messy and loud and fervent is the official description of the harpy. Women's head on the body of a bird or a bird of prey with a woman's face. Their lamentations are sort of when they cry out, they're crying out of grief. That happens all the time in the stories. Sometimes they're a servant of Zeus, but not always. Sometimes they hang out in the Forest of Suicides, which is where people who have suicided sort of turned into wood because they're like shameful, basically. So it's like a shameful, scary place in Ovid. Yeah. So death in mythology is like a presence character, the threat is a bigger impact, is the stuff I've written. And then yeah, this is like the death of a harpy. In verse, deceased avian with clouded eyes, the murder of the women, their despair and desperation, is my notes. So yeah, that's what's inside my art journal. All the deep things. Yeah. Oh, you're making some stuff to trade at your 4-day LARP event, Erie. Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Harpies are very cool and very scary. Yeah, well that's kind of the thing, is that they were this sort of scary female character that was meant to be sort of visceral and horrifying and creepy, and yeah, sort of male-written evil female characters are sort of a fun thing to play with, in the idea of, yeah, you've made this horror character, but I can sort of reclaim it and empathise with the woman who is scorned. Being a woman myself. Yeah. Because often these characters are used just as a way to vilify women or create the idea of undesirable women, and be it loud, grieving women are undesirable compared to the quiet, composed ones and things like that, or uncontrolled emotion, unbridled rage being a non-feminine trait. Of that, this is very much a visceral, emotive, silenced moment. And yeah, with all the women being murdered in Australia right now, it feels kind of relevant. Because that's just depressing. And horrifying. Well, let's be honest. And raising a daughter in that kind of environment feels... It's a feel. It's a feel. Anyway, we're not going to get dark. We're not going to get dark. We already said that. We're not getting dark. It's a safe space. Let's talk about Pokemon again, please. Or something. What is this Regirock meme that's going around? Does anyone have any idea what I'm talking about? Why does Regirock have a handbag? I don't understand. Anyway. Sending chainmail is cool and looks very difficult. I agree. I find it very satisfying to play with. Two of our friends bought us a section of chainmail because my husband, Dr. Batman, does sous vide cooking, which is cooking in a water bath. And it's a bit of chainmail made so that when you put the things in the sous vide, they don't float to the surface. It's meant to like sit over the top and weigh it down. Because you put the things in the sous vide in like vacuum sealed bags and they cook really beautifully because water is a better conductor of heat than air. Anyway, so they bought us that for that, and it is the best fidget toy. It is the best fidget toy. I even took it to the dentist, my last dentist appointment, so I could play with it in my hands to distract myself from dentistry. And it worked, and it was quiet enough that it was fine, and my dentist was fine with it, and I was still just like, this is great, why have I not always done this? Why have I not always taken a fidget to the dentist? So yeah, big fan of chainmail, and the Deanery is making fancy chainmail with like cool little edgy pointy bits that look very dangerous but also cool. So kind of cute, edgy, goth Renaissance vibes, which is fun. Combining the aerialist and the happy is cool. Thank you. I think it's cool. I like how it's got, because she's an aerialist, she's got all this gravity in her head, and she's got that whole like hanging upside down, all the blood is rushing to her head look in her face. And in colours wise, that's really nice because the bird is more muted towards this end and then more colourful towards the head. So that sort of brings the eye down the figure, which is nice. I love like creating a path of travel through a painting. That's very satisfying for me. Yeah. Sometimes chainmail is hard, sometimes it's easy. I don't know, it gives me that Celtic knot sort of how do you keep following a pattern without your eyes going crazy idea. But that's me. I have no idea when it comes to chainmail. At all. Pedro the raccoon there? I don't know, Pedro. You know I'm going to have to look that up now after this. I'm going to have to look that up for context. I'm going to put that on my list. I blame you for putting Pedro the raccoon on my list. And see, Commonwealth, this is why we should co-stream, so you can just show memes on your stream and give me context to whatever we're talking about while I paint. That would be great. Deanery, you know Pedro? It's funny how they depict harpies as monsters yet still use the parts they find desirable. That's the funny thing about artists as well, is that when you're representing these concepts that most of the time have been described through words, so most of the time they're book or like poetry or things like that, the second artists get their hands on it, they're like, yes, undesirable women that I will show oh, ad break. Whee! You sent it to me to say the other. Thanks, Commonwealth. I thought I was going to get a little Ceribot things like warning me when the ad break was happening, and it's not. Like before the fact. I was doing it last stream and now it's stopped doing it. you're back, Twitchers. Sorry I talked a little bit at the start of the ad break. I didn't mean to. I thought last stream we had a good little, like, 10-second warning before the ad break started through Seribot, and now I'm not getting that, so I don't know what I've done wrong. So I'll have to look into that, because I liked having the warning. It was like my shush content for a minute warning. That's alright. Accidentally blurred two feathers together. No! Give me back my crispy edges. So yes, Commonwealth has sent me Pedro the Raccoon so I can watch it later. Oh, Bard, if you're still here as well, I'm very down for random co-streams sometime, because I want to see how the co-streamy thing works. So if you ever want to do something like that while I'm painting, I'd be very down for that. So we can have chats and do random things. Although I don't know if I'd be really distracting to gaming. That's my only thing I worry about. Are you still playing retro games? Were you playing retro games? I thought you were. If you're still here. Either way. And if anyone doesn't know Bard in the Yard, look him up on Twitch. He does awesome things, gamey things. I have not done a command. I apologise. Although shout out is a thing, isn't it? How does shout out work? Is it just, does it work for anyone on Twitch? Because I see everyone doing shout outs now. Is that a thing? No, it's just turned into a message. I wanted it to actually do a thing. I see that on quills. Maybe it's like for higher level people, or I need to set it up or something. But I see people just do this thing where the second they talk to someone, they can like do a shout out that's Twitch specific and shares their channel. It's cool. I've been having a lot of fun the last little while when I've been at my computer doing boring things, watching as many art streamers as I can on Twitch, so I have lots of people to raid to, hopefully, when we finish up eventually. What time is it? It's 11. We've got heaps of time. I feel like ages ago I said we should start on the tail, and that lasted all of 1 minute, didn't it? I just worry I'm going to smudge the stuff I'm doing now as I drag my hand across. I could get my mile stick out, actually. No, I left it in the car. No, I'm not going to go do that. My mile stick is a golf club that I use to lean on. Which is very fun to strut around town with when I take it to laughter room. Ha ha ha. Although I do worry sometimes that a policeman would be all like, why are you carrying a weapon? And I'm like, no, it's an art tool, I promise. I won't bonk people with it. As much as it's tempting sometimes. Move the focus over the tail. This feels a bit weird to be using a teeny tiny brush at the start of a painting, but because it's an underpainting like this, it's necessary. Yeah, I definitely do paint in both ways. Some days I use a big brush and I'm slapdash and sort of sketchy everywhere, and other times like this I'm more precise and careful. Yay! I still need to remember to actually do snacks when there's no break, because now I keep feeling snacky when it's not no break. Sneaks. Okay. It's this kind of painting where it's really precise and like planned out that I'm just like, this just feels like I'm doing a colouring in page. And I just sit there going, yeah, I coloured inside the lines real good. Real good. Yay. Ooh, we're getting a bit too much shine on this one, not sure. In this angle. Hello, it's Let's Do the John. How you doing? Let's Do the John. How do I do this shout out twitchy thing where I can shout people out? Is there a specific exclamation point thingy I should be doing or something? I don't know what I'm doing. How's your night going? What are you up to? Maybe it's a bot thing. I'm gonna get a bot. Oh, it's a slash! I was using an exclamation point. Ah. World's slowest left-handed typer says what? Let's try that. We're gonna do the thing on Twitch. Do 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 do. Do the thing, do the thing, do the thing. I don't think it did it. A lot of people set it up as a bot. That's what I need to do. Yeah, I'm gonna do shout out bot on my list of to-dos. Shout out bot. I started a new painting tonight. We're doing an underpainting, and I've set up the camera a little bit more up close so you can see that up close brushy fun times. So that's what's happening over here. I had a feeling Dipper snuck in there and she hasn't. My little puppy dog just does not want to be bribed right now to be on stream. I think she's cottoned on to when I start talking to the computer. She doesn't like me getting too excited. At night time, she wants a snoozy time. So it's a bit sad. You just woke up. Oh, sorry. What time is it where you are? This is 11 PM over here in ye old Australia. So we're doing the nighttime stream. You started one on stream last night too? Yay! What are you working on? Tell me about it. A little after 9 AM. Oh, okay, so like functional hour, not like heinous early, but at the same time, take your time. You're just waking up. Take your time. I am not a modding person myself, so take all the time you need. This is a sister piece to go with the other harpy that I started. So that they're going to be a little pair and sort of like both go up in the middle. Where am I? They'll both go up in the middle and then they come down and curve to the side. Oh, that's a terrible visualization. Look at my face. They come down the middle and then curve up to the sides like that with the hair. So they'll look cute as a duo is my hope. I'm just doing a Grisaille tonal underpainting so that way I have a real solid plan for the whole work, because that'll make the colour part come faster. I like doing underpaintings. You're up till nearly 5 a.m. That's only like 4 hours sleep. That's nothing. Calf Master Raid. Hello. Hello, Raiders. Lucifer. Oh, thank you. How are you guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Friends of Quill. We love Friends of Quill. I know that's where Lucifer's from for sure. Welcome to the studio. I've started a new painting tonight. We're doing super zoom in mode so you can see my brush strokes and you can see me doing the painty paint. So we're just using greys to block in an upside down dead harpy. To be sure. Now you have two tabs of the same channel open. Oh, you did a co-stream with Quill tonight. That's awesome. Quill was streaming? How did I miss that? I missed that. Thank you for the like, Lucifer. I always appreciate. Thank you. I'm yes, very, very much a fan of Quill. She is a real life friend of mine. Our little girls play and do swimming lessons together, which is adorable. And she is a queen streamer who I very much look up to and learn a whole bunch from. Because yeah, I'm still pretty... She was a guest in Collab Camp. Oh, I see. That's very cool. Oh, well, that's probably why I didn't get a notification, hey? Because I get notified. I get that I've turned all my notifications on for her, which, if anyone's watching me and would like to turn on notifications to know when I stream, it's definitely Fridays consistently and every other time completely up to chance of whether baby is having a good time and it's cool for me to stream. Ha! Oh, thank you, Lucifer! Thank you so much. No, I'm definitely a big, like, I just like to watch and peek sometimes person too. But, as you know, like, we appreciate any and every view of anyone, especially over here. So thank you, I really do appreciate that. Oh yeah. What was I talking about? If anyone doesn't know me, I'm Liz Gridley. I'm an Australian realist portrait painter. I shouldn't say realist when I'm working on fantasy work, should I? No worries, you lurk away. Thank you so much, Lucifer. Lovely to see you. And thank you again. Yeah, I do oil painting primarily. I have a life drawing background and I just love chatting while I paint. I love the body doubling, ghosting fun of other people being in my studio while I paint, because it gives me the fun and the dopamine and the enjoyment and the accountability to keep painting. Yeah! So loving it over on Twitch, even though I've only been here for, what, a minute? Or I think I've officially been streaming for over a month now. Again, I streamed exclusively on YouTube back in the day, and now I stream on both. I'm still trying to get my YouTube channel monetized. It is definitely on its way. We're over 1,000 hours in the watch hours, but we need 4,000 to get monetized fully. And I'm just like, oh, it's such a slug. Such a slug. But we're also a Twitch affiliate now, which is so lovely. So we've got our little sub goals and things happening. And yeah, just in general, having a lovely time doing the streaming thing. That's my story. Once I get through all of these end feathers, we might move the camera to get a full view. Ah, let's do the John. Look at you using the dipper emote. See, she's just rude not coming into the studio and hanging out when we have an emote for her. Look at this empty yellow chair. Poor little Dippy-Doo. I have a dog called Dipper. She's an Airedale Terrier. Should definitely make her part of the introduction. She's not here because she's decided Mum talking to her computer is not restful enough and she's sleeping in her other dog bed at the moment in the other room. Rude. Normally she's happy to chill in here, but recently she's cottoned on to mum talking to her computer. Means that she will be a lot more animated and loud than usual. And she is the sleepy vibes. So, yeah. Disappointed. But I've put some bribes on the chair, so if she comes in, she can hang out for a bit with the Ko-fi donated bribe treaties. So if you donate to my Ko-fi, it's at the moment being used for dog treats more than anything. Okay, I'm really happy with these feathers now. I need to stop touching them. I need to come over here and do these feathers. So I keep coming back and touching these because they're starting to look good, and that's the thing. If something's looking good, that's all I want to play with. Versus the stuff that's looking bad and needs love and needs attention. The deceased bird I used for this reference image is actually some kind of hawk, so it's got all these sort of like spots built into its feathers, which is interesting. But also kind of confusing to see on the reference image which is a spot and which is a gap between spots. Like when I paint a tiger and then my eyes go fuzzy and I'm like, which parts are dark and which parts are light? Ooh. Speaking of Yellow Chair, last stream you linked a studio tour so you can see the storage spaces. Oh, I'm so glad you like the art cart. I love the art cart. Did I say in that video I inherited it off another artist's estate? The art cart with all my paint in it. Yeah, the white one. Oh, I love it. It's beside me at the moment. It's right here. So if you can see here, it's over there. Oh, it's over there. Yes, no, there's a YouTube video of my studio tour. I think I want to film an updated studio tour. Because even though I haven't moved house this time, the studio has changed quite a lot. And I've got another set of drawers for large format artwork and prints and stuff. And if anything, I need to reorganize that. So maybe it could be a combo Tidy My Studio tour video. I know back in the day someone requested a bookshelf tour. Because as you can see behind my head, I like my books. Books are great. I haven't read all of them, but I love hoarding them. It's great. So yeah. Ideas, I just need time. I really enjoy doing YouTube videos, but definitely now with Little Bird, booking in the time is the hard part. And when I've got painting deadlines like this one is for a specific show at a specific time, that sort of takes over all your other things. The little one we were doing on stream of the cockatoo I finished, and that has been submitted to its show, which is lovely. So I'll be posting that one on Instagram probably in the next couple of days when the show opens. So many books. Like that's not even a tiny little bit, but it just implies how tightly packed they are on the shelf. Because it's the only way to get them fit. And like, granted, there are sketchbooks, as well as like reference books, as well as skulls everywhere. So lots of things. That is one of many skulls and heads I have over there. Because, portrait painter be collecting heads. As I do. One of Comma Waffle's favourite ones I've got a copy of a face cast of Mark Hamill from the Star Wars number 5, and it is gorgeous. I've painted it before and I love it, but it was my way of getting sort of a cast of a face to paint from when I can't paint from real people or good reference photos. Making videos is very time consuming. They're so satisfying when they're done though. Like when I finish a video for YouTube, it's so satisfying. No. Sadly it is a knockoff of the real cast, which I feel bad about, but that's also why I was able to afford it, because when I bought it off eBay, it was just like, I think $50. And I'm like, yeah, cool, this is great. And since then I've learned a lot about face casts, and not only is it like, in the film industry, they don't like selling them per se. They only trade for them because it is selling like the face of an actor, and the actor doesn't get any like compensation for that. But on top of that, the way that mine looks compared to the legit one, mine looks like it's been deformed a little bit. So I think it's been recast off an original cast by someone independently and then sold again. So for that reason, it's not super great for sure. But if I could afford real casts, I would love to buy some. There are some that are available. There's like common faces that are resold again and again and again. And I don't know if it was like the standards in reselling was different and then it had a turning point, but definitely there's a bunch from like the Batman Returns era of film, or the Batman Returns film itself, and things like that, and like Star Wars, and then older actors as well, like Vincent Price, that are widely available. Jack Nicholson, Jim Carrey, a whole bunch of that. But then most, like, I haven't seen any face casts from any more modern films, more contemporary films available online. So I have a feeling it was either someone sold their library and then recast, but there are two sort of sellers on eBay who look very legit, but again they're selling the same ones over and over again. It's not like they're introducing new ones. I really liked there's a Weta experience in Auckland in New Zealand, and they have so many of like the Lord of the Rings actors and things like that on display, which is so satisfying to see because they are more contemporary casts and they're more detailed for that reason, be it whatever alginate silicone or that they used to create the face casts. But like, yeah, they're so beautiful to look at. They're so beautiful. I would love to paint from them, but they're all part of a public display exhibition that is like a tour, so you have to walk through the rooms. You can't just like stop. I did take a lot of photos of them because you're allowed to take photos of everything on the Auckland experience. I think it's called Weta Unleashed as opposed to the Weta Cave tour in Wellington. That one you're not allowed to take photos of everything because that's the copyright stuff. So the copyright for all the props they make in films and things like that belongs to the film studio, be it like Warner Brothers or LucasArts or whatever. But all the stuff on the Weta Unleashed tour is not owned by the studios, it's owned by Weta, so you're allowed to take photos of it, which is cool. Face market is a thing. Yeah. And it makes sense that like it should be protected because it's the actors' real faces, because we keep getting back to AI today, but yeah, AI has this issue of studios scanning the actors' faces for CG effects, and now they're claiming they can just reuse it whenever they want without the actor's consent, and I'm like, that feels creepy and wrong, because the actors should be able to own their face. So yeah, we're going to see issues of that coming up, because someone's making like a James Dean film or something at the moment, like the actor who died years and years ago, and they're just using like photos of his face to create a scan of his face to then create a film where he's been digitally created and postmodern, and unsure if there's any consent there from his living relatives, so that's interesting. Because that might be a thing, that you just suddenly have all these older actors come back in postmortem films. Which is also interesting from a death culture's perspective. The idea of dead people being used as puppets. I mean, Marilyn Monroe has had a lot of issues with her image being reused and recast, and all the film biopics about her and all that sort of thing. Princess Diana, same thing. So yeah, I don't know. There's lots of things that I just like being a bit in the know about what's going on, because I find it all very interesting how people process different ways to do things. And as an empathetic, compassionate person, I'm always a bit interested in the human versus not human debate. But yeah, let's do the John. Did you tell me about the piece that you started? What piece did you start? Or did we get distracted by raidy raids? times. I think we got distracted. Because you told me you started something and I didn't know what it was. Where am I up to? I'm almost in the middle. Up to here. I keep jumping back to these feathers every time I force myself to move back over to those ones, so let's force ourselves to move over there again. Oh, why don't I zoom in the reference photo? Make my life easier. Oh, it's so much easier. I had the reference photo like teeny tiny on my screen. I do often like to do printouts of my references, but this one I have not had the time. So we're working off the screen, but this is where I'm quite happy. I've actually got my computer screen vertical next to me, so I can have I'm looking up at the chat right next to the webcam now, and then I've got the reference photo down here, on the board here, so the reference photo is sort of in line with the board. So I'm enjoying this setup at the moment, having the widescreen vertical. Ooh, relaxing music with all the plinky bits. I do like how much every time I turn on chill hop to start a stream, I'm like, oh yes, that's the mood. That's the chill mood. Don't get me wrong, I kind of wish chill hop had a bit more variation. It is very samey after a while, but I have not investigated other copyright-free music options yet. You started the Meowdy for Coffee Traveller, yay! A fairly busy background to get finished and start drying, so in a few weeks I can actually start the piece properly. Yeah, no, layers. Layers is good. And you finished your dog. You painted your dog, yay! Sent, well done, Comma Waffle. Did you get your partner to review it? Mrs. Comma Waffle? Has Mrs. Comma Waffle changed her name? Or is she sticking with her name? I meant to ask. Comma Waffle recently enough officially has a Mrs. Comma Waffle. And I went to the wedding and it was very fun. They had a giant slab of honey and it was delicious. She briefly looked at it. Sticking with the name for career reasons. Cool! I am half doing that and half sticking with my name out of laziness a bit, because I still intend to change my name to Dr. Batman name, but our wedding certificate is in Tasmania, because we got married in Tasmania, and the legal forms that we have to fill out to get it are annoying, and I think we have to get someone official to sign off on it, and that is effort. And last time we tried to do that, then COVID happened and we just got lazy and have not revisited it. I think if you get an interview, that would be an accomplishment in itself. Honestly. So I'm hopeful that you get that. Waffle? Ad break. Alright, this time we're gonna have sex. Ad break. Delicious. Snacks achieved. Welcome back, Twitch. How you doing? By the way, After watching your last stream, I felt so motivated to get out to the studio and paint. Oh, yay, let's do the John. That's so nice. I'm so glad. Hence your dog portrait. Realism is not your go-to. Realism's a bitch. Ha! Dog pun. Yeah, no, I feel that sometimes. Like, especially when I haven't been able to go to live drawing and stuff like that, I just lose the thing. And it's one of those skills that's like, realism just takes so much focus and constant practice that if you go off and do other things for a while, which are perfectly, like, good in their own way, when you come back you feel rusty again and you're just like, ugh. But, good thing about dogs, they're furry, so you can fudge a lot of stuff. My problem with birds, but also I love about birds, is every feather is very individual. And so you've got to do every feather individually. They're hard to fudge. And by fudge I mean simplify for the non-Australians. Yes. Doing every single feather individually takes so much longer than I want it to take. And I started the stream, I'm like, yeah, we're going to bust this out and then I can work on the other harpy for a while, it'll be great. And I'm like, I will be lucky to get half of this done, I think. Which I think the other harpy, I literally did half of it in one stream and then I did the other half in another stream. So I should learn from my own experience, shouldn't I? But I am streaming again on Friday during the daytime where I am. So if not before then, I will be finishing off this underpainting. Oh, I'm starting to go where Harold is. Actually, do we need Harold at the moment? We don't need Harold at the moment. Go away. Haha! The nibbly bit is further down. Yeah, that's more like crotch feathers. And then we've got a beautiful little talon coming through here. Do you have a time frame you aim to complete these pieces in numbers of hours? Not so much a number of hours, it's more I have deadlines for the piece being varnished and finished. So for example, this one and the other harpy, I need them to be in the post before the end of June. So I'm using quick dry medium and things like that while I'm painting. But as well as that, I need 3 to 4 days to attach the backer, because these are going to be on a little backer. And that glue needs to set so it's nice and solid and perfect before I get it in the post. So that means I probably want these done by the 15th to the 20th of May. So I got to get a move on. So they'll take whatever they take, and then what gets sacrificed is sleep, basically, to get it done. So I'm a little worried at the moment because little bird has a cold and I really don't want to catch her cold because I don't want to be sick and trying to push these out as fast as I can. So yeah, working backwards from a deadline is a good way to plan out your painting, but the more in advance you can work of deadlines, the better. In terms of hours, it's whatever the painting needs, really. Some paintings need more time than others. It depends on the subject, it depends on how well it's going. And like you can tell that it's a gut feeling of you going, this needs more time, or actually this is done. Yeah. It's the outcome is more important to me than the time required. Because I want them to look as good as they can possibly look, and I want them to look better than the idea I have in my head when I have the idea. Basically. Little foot. Yours got you sick about 2 weeks ago and it wiped you out completely. It's all going around at the moment. That's the problem. It's everywhere. The weather has gotten colder. And it's probably inevitable. But at the same time I'm like, please no. And I shouldn't say, oh, not now because I have a deadline now, because I always have a deadline of something. Like my long-term deadline at the moment is I'm booked in to have a solo art show mid-next year. So that's my big deadline. And I've got lots of ideas and I've even got some references for some of the paintings, but I haven't actually started them. So that's, well, I've started one. but yeah, I need to start more of them. I just got some more boards as well, and I need to just get them finished being prepared because they need their conversion coating and then they'll be ready to paint on. So I need to get that organised. Maybe I'll do that Friday morning. Oh no, I'm going to a talk on Friday morning. No, I can't do that then. I'll do that sometime. Maybe I'll take Little Bird on an excursion Thursday or something. Although if she's sick, I probably don't want to take her out. I don't know, we'll figure out something. Luckily, Dr. Batman is free this week. He's not working this week, but then the next 4 weeks he's working rather heavily, so yeah, my stream ability will be a bit squandered in the next 4 weeks for random time streams, but definitely the Friday streams should still be fine. Yeah, provided we all stay healthy, of course. I'm a little worried already that Dr. Batman's caught the cold too, because he was feeling migraine-y today. And I'm like, is it migraine or is it you're getting sick? It's very bad at admitting that he's sick when he's sick. Beep, beep. There we go, little foot in there. That foot's quite subtle, but then as we get over here, this foot's like a nice big clawy one, so that one's going to be a bit more intense. I might actually paint some of the under feathers around that because the foot is sort of a bit bright, but I want these feathers underneath to be very bright so the black claws stand out a lot. It's so nice when I start getting in like filled in sections and you're like, oh, that looks like a painting now. Yeah, good. Good. Pretty. Nice to see the form take shape. Yeah, because it sort of really goes from being marks to being like a thing suddenly, and that's the cool thing about realism is how much it has this little transformative moment where it becomes less of a painterly mark and more of a thing. Definitely depending on your style, it happens sooner or later, like, depends. Like some painters I watch on YouTube, it's so like a big ball of nothing until the last minute, and then suddenly it's a something and you're like, whoa! What mark made that happen? Because suddenly is a thing. And that's like your really expressive painters and your really like impressionistic ones and things like that. And then other painters, it just looks immaculate straight away. And you're like, but how? And that tends to be the more meticulous ones who all their videos are time lapses because they actually spend that much time on every teeny weeny little bit. Like even this, like me spending time on each feather like this feels like shorthand compared to some other artists, but everyone does everything their own way. And that's great. I've learned this stream. I'm incapable of not putting my feet on the easel. Apparently that is just normal me. And every time I try and realise and put my feet back on the floor, they bounce back up. So that's a discovery. Maybe I need a little footstool or something. Just to stop my feet rocking the easel. So I definitely don't notice it usually, but seeing it on camera every time it wiggles like that, that's my feet on the easel. Doing a wiggle. Okay. When you start getting the full value range into things, they just pop so much. Like, you don't want to overuse it because you don't want every single part of the painting to go from white to black. You want more subtleties in there, or at least I normally do. But every now and then, just having that more direct oomph is awesome. Yeah. Fun. What's the edge of that feather? What? Sometimes I leave these little gaps and then I have to remember what I'm filling them in with later. Which it's good to leave gaps if you want to have a big jump between dark and light like this, because if you have to paint white into black because it's oil paint and it stays wet, it's just going to go straight to a mid-grey and you'll lose all that contrast. So leaving little gaps when you know you've got a giant jump is a good idea. As long as you don't forget that they're there and you end up with these random chunks missing from your painting. Okay, I grew that feather way bigger than it was meant to be, but it's fine. No one's gonna know. Unless they watch this VOD. Do you have any recommendations of Hand of Expressionist YouTube painters? Do you mean people that are quite expressionistic painters? Oh, my phone does that all the time. Autocorrects the sentence to heck. The worst one that happens to me all the time is my phone really wants every time I write love to be live. And I'm like, live you! And I'm like, no, I didn't mean that. That's weird. Blech. Let me have a quick look at my YouTube. I follow many people. Where's my subscriptions tab? There should be a thing that says sort of all my people, shouldn't it? Coffee Travel uploads so quick. They do so many cool things. Maybe if I view my channel, can I see who I've subbed to? Oh, there we go. Sidebar. I'm subscribed to about 350-ish people. That's less than I thought, actually. Oh, there we go. Katie Jobling is the first one who comes to mind. I love her work and is definitely more expressionistic. Oh, no worries, Dina. See you later. Thank you for the chats. Lovely to hear from you all. Lovely to hear that you had a good time camping with the boys. Talked about his workflow and it requires editing. It's so super efficient. Who's super efficient? Oh, Coffee Traveler. Cool. Efficiency is great. I have no idea how to be more efficient. Manage? Oh, here we go. Who am I following? The hard part is always finding out who's still posting, because like Aaron Nagel is a great realist painter, he's amazing, but he posted like a couple of really high quality videos and then ghosted. Yeah, all of his videos are 3 years ago and he did 4 of them. But I follow him on Instagram and like obviously he's spending more time actually painting. But Aaron Nagel with 2 A's at the start, absolutely amazing realist painter. Oh, we should jump over to the other screen if we're going to talk. Oh, I'm going to show off who I subscribe to. No, I'm not. Okay. I'll just put some random links in the chat. Aaron Nagel. Again, 4 videos, but they're all awesome. Not that one. I'm describing all my painters and then I'll check who they are, what they do, and whether they're actually uploading. I mean, Alpay FA, no, he's a realist painter who's a bit of a big YouTuber. He's got almost 700k subscribers. I find sometimes his personality is very like, everything is but I think that's just a cultural thing, honestly. Andrew Tischler's another big one. I don't mind his stuff. He definitely is a bit of a like philosophical talker when it comes to painting. You sent me a slime tutorial. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Comma Waffle. Because slime is totally what we're talking about right now. No. Ariane Camps, I love her. I love her. She's sort of surrealistic, figurative, sort of more similar stuff to me, but definitely in her own style. Love her as an art YouTuber. Ali Ganuza, she does amazing colour. Oh my god, and she's a very efficient painter. She paints fast. Even like small studies and things like that, she just does them so fast. Someone who's really, really practiced at what they do. ADC Art Attack is really fun for just a variety art streamer. Sort of like your Jazza and your Super Ray Dizzles. Not that one. Ali Bean, really, really nice, more impressionistic. Well, she's been doing animation stuff lately, that's a bit different. I'll post her, but she's, yeah, I used to think she was more always watercolour and gouache. She did lots of gouache, but I haven't seen her more recent stuff. That's me being out of the loop. What were we looking for? We were looking for expressionistic painters. So Arthur Gain is amazing, but definitely strictly realism. Strictly. Expressionistic now. Austin Howlett art, again, amazing artist, very strictly sort of realism, surrealism. Katie Jobling was the one I came here for, so let me grab her. Should be down at K. Ooh, chocolate you might like. No, don't click in. Go back. Come on, Waffle. I forgot you had a YouTube channel. You do. Danger Beard. I love you. No, I'm gonna give Katie. Katie. Katie does do a lot of floral stuff and landscapey stuff, but it's beautiful. Beautiful. And it's again one of those things where it's just marks and marks and marks and then suddenly it's a thing. Which I really enjoy. She's also very informative in her videos and things like that, which I really like. Katie Joplin. Post. She also has a little one, although I think her little one is maybe a year older than mine. Yeah, no, I won't worry about those other ones. So I'll send you all those ones. Oh, Cynthia Lee. I'll send you that one. Oh, Cynthia Shepherd, sorry. Randomly shipping random artists things together. Alright, that's enough of a YouTube deep dive. Cynthia Shepherd's great because it's that sort of realism mixed with, again, very painterly marks and qualities. Oh, Stephen Bauman. He's like somewhere in between. God, now I just want to watch a whole bunch of art people. Now, we're here to do painting. Alright, and more painties. More painties. Are there any art YouTubers you want to recommend to me? Or Twitches? I've been finding more and more art Twitches to follow, so that way whenever I finish stream, hopefully I'll have someone I can raid. And it has some lovely chats, just like randomly jumping into people's streams and being like, oh my god, you're a traditional artist, yay, I love that. Tell me about your stuff. That's some lovely chats. You have all of them pulled up simultaneously? Is that not too much? Oh, it's probably too much, but also it's fun. It's kind of hard to find art YouTubers organically. I always find I need to sort of go hunting for them because art YouTubers don't recommend each other as much as I would like them to. and they also, like, the algorithm just tends to sort of give you the same 3 people again and again and again. I'm like, no. 1000's great, don't get me wrong, but, like, I don't just want to watch 1000 and Slew. I want to watch other people too. And Slew, like, I love the vibe, but, like, he literally did a video at the moment about the fact that he's more interested in videography than he is about painting, which is fine, like, that's fine, but I'm looking for painting content, and when I search for painting content and I get Slew and he's more interested in videography, that's not really getting me the result that I want when I search. No. Twitch tends to be communal. Yes, and I do love that, and that's why I want to contribute to the communal feeling of Twitch by finding more traditional artists. Don't get me wrong, I love digital artists as well, it's just they seem to, like, traditional art seems to get a bit hidden, and that's because I do oil painting. I feel like sending anyone watching me to someone else doing something more traditional is kind of fun. Or if they were working digitally, doing something that's kind of relevant to what I do would also be great. So yeah, with the digital stuff, I peruse, but I definitely have only followed a couple of digital artists doing stuff that I particularly like or thematically works with what I do. Live that. Nice double autocorrect there. It's like a double negative, but it's a double autocorrect. Yeah, digital dominates the space, but that's because, like, streaming in general is more accessible to digital because you can easily clone a screen. Setting up cameras, getting the lighting right, and, like, even here, like, finding angles and things like that that work with art. Like, Comorphals already said before that he wants me to have 2 cameras so I can change cameras, and I'm just like, that adds so much complexity. But also I see the appeal, because yes, if I could just flip between this camera and a zoomed out one, or have, like, above my head a little panel of a zoomed out bit, which on Photoshop you can just do within Photoshop. But for me, it's more arduous. And I can see that's definitely why a lot of people don't do traditional art, or specifically stream digital art, even if they do traditional art off stream. Like, hell, I could even bring my iPad out and do some digital art on stream. I haven't done a lot of digital art lately because we use the iPad as the baby monitor. So my lovely, expensive, beautiful iPad Pro is a glorified baby monitor at the moment. You want me a little foot pedal to change camera angles? I think a Stream Deck would be that. I know it's not a foot pedal, but I could get fancy with, like, operating it by my toes if I wanted to. I probably wouldn't, but that at least would let me change camera angles, wouldn't it? Surely it would. I know people use it to change overlays and things. Well, it would be changing overlays because I'd set up the second camera as an overlay. You messed with your last cameras for so long and just gave up and went with GoPro. Yeah, fair. I don't have a full DSLR. I've got a Sony. What are you again? I have a Sony. A ZV-E10, which is sort of like a compact digital SLR, where it's like, it's got a lot of the features, but it's not the big proper DSLR. But it does the job. Like, it's so good compared to the camera I used to have. We actually crowdfunded for this camera back when I was YouTubing for the first time for like a year and a half. And I got half the funding through painting sales and then the other half through I think even like a third through crowdfunding and the other 2/3 through painting sales, which was just absolutely insanely awesome. And this camera still looks freaking beautiful, so I really like this camera, and how it works and everything. As much as Commonwealth was annoyed at me using autofocus, I like it. I like that I can just boop and it will focus to the bit that I boop. But, you know, film isn't my expertise. It is a tool that I use, and I only learn what I have to to get by. It looks crisp, thank you. That's exactly what I wanted when I got this camera. But yeah, screen cap, so much easier. Only manual focus, it's so annoying, Commonwealth. Here I can just go, boop, look at my palette. Hey, it's a palette over there. And then I can go, boop, look at this feather over here. It's all the way over there. I love it. Alright. I need to paint all the feathers that are going underneath this foot before I can paint the foot, because that way it's less fiddly, in theory. The problem with manual focus is when you think it's focused and then it's not actually, and everything is kind of off blurry, and you could have like hours of footage that are slightly blurry. That would annoy me. Yeah, if I could automate like editing, that would be great. The things I don't have brace space for, so I can focus on the things I do. You've never had that happen? I'm sorry, your test stream the other night, you were fuzzy for a fair bit, remember? Calling you out. Yes, it was a test stream, so it doesn't count, but I'm calling you out anyway. Biscuit! Oh, thank you so much for the lurky lurk. Oh, do I have... Wait, we tried the shout out thing before and it didn't work. I'm gonna have to figure out shout outs. I've written it on my list. But if anyone doesn't follow Commander Biscuit, go over and check out his stuff. He's been making some amazing art trading cards of Wolverine and Batman and Chucky and stuff. It's been really cool. You've never had anything that you were actively recording and not streaming out of focus on? Ah, yeah, fair enough. But again, you mostly screen capture, so that makes sense in the digital sphere. Sphere. We're talking about spheres. Have you talked to Triangle yet about creating streamy things? Because I want to watch your streamy things, please. Come over. Do the things. Granted, they would totally be like morning streams because of you guys' hours. From now on, you might just yell at the camera for an hour. Fair enough. We do a co-stream where I paint your face yelling at things. The patience of man. The patience of that man. The painting. I'm not gonna stop at Biscuit. You do great stuff. I've been enjoying watching your art trading cards come together. They've been really fun. Watching them go from like sketchy pencils to satisfying ink. Ugh, so good. And then getting all textury and good. Yeah. It would be the first time you paint. Have I not painted your face before? Surely. I don't think I have. I painted your hands, I thought. You were one of my hand models when I was doing all the hand shadow puppety things. Weren't you? How did I not have you? Oh, you were in Singapore when I was doing my solo show, weren't you? And that's how you missed out on being a model for that. You weren't a hand model either? Oh no, I'm sorry. Well, now that you're bald. Tempting. Because bald heads are really fun to paint because you can see all the facets of the head so well. Oh, ads. I really appreciate when you watch the ads because that helps me survive as an artist in theory. And Nerds are so crunchy. Welcome back, Twitch people, from your ad break. Thank you so much for sitting through an ad break. I really appreciate it. I took the opportunity to have a snack break. And nerds are really, really crunchy. And because I'm self-conscious of crunching on camera, eating them with the microphone off seems to be the best way to do that. Anyway, what were we talking about? Yes, Commonwealthful, I apologise, I haven't painted you. I can't believe I haven't painted you in the whole time that I've known you, with how much time I've roped all our other friends into being models. My apologies. I will have to keep you in mind for a future project. To be fair though, the day we met, I painted your face. Because I painted on your face the day we met. So ha 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 ha. Maybe that's the reason that I haven't painted you more since, because the day we met I already filled my painting quota by turning you into a giraffe from the labyrinth. In our mutual friend's bedroom at the very start of his party. Having never met before. All the good things. What am I doing? But I'm over here feeling like Matt Damon on Jimmy Kimmel. Did Jimmy Kimmel just fall in love with Ben Affleck and forget Matt Damon exists or something? That is such a huge amount of time. That is very true. Is that how long we've known each other? 20 years. Is it? Surely not. So I've known you since, what, 2007? 2007, 2017 is 10 years. Yeah, no, that's not 20 years. (2017) is 10 years. 2027 would be 20 years. So subtract 3. So that's 17 years. Avoiding you as a subject for 17 years. So we're not quite, you know, legal voting age. That'll be next year. Oh, that's wrong. I think so. Yeah, I think that party was 2007 because I was dating my ex and it was the birthday boy's 19th and he's 2 years older than me. So I would have been 17, which tracks. No, you would have been in uni. Because that's what we went to Monash for you to show us your fire twirling. Because we did that like in one of the Monash grassy bits. No, I won't have. Now you're using caps. Why are you yelling at me? Why? This is going to be us both for the next like 50 years, by the way, going, when did this happen? What year was this? Why are we so old now? Ah. And then you as a like senile old man being all like, I can still fight well. And it'll be awesome. You would have, otherwise why would you be the Goblin King? Because I'd already learned contact juggling. Exactly, that is exactly why you were giraffe, because you were playing with your clear contact juggling ball. So only 17 years of neglect. Yeah, see, that was totally worth working out, for sure. For sure. No, you've travelled and been around. Maybe you weren't very reliable as someone for me to ask to model for me. It's not like I haven't asked Triangle like 6 or 7 times. And Lana Face. And my sisters. Do you know the person who I haven't painted, who I really should? My mum. Because I've painted my dad, and I've painted all my other family members, but have I painted my mum? No. I should do that. I don't know if you'd be really self-conscious, but I really just should, for the sake of it. Like, especially considering I painted both my in-laws as well, like... But to be fair, they commissioned those, because one of them commissioned it for the other person's birthday, and then, after the fact, the other one commissioned it for the other person's birthday, so... Dude, you travelled all around and you've been all over the shop, and, like, where you used to live with your family seemed so far away from where I lived at the time, even though now it's, like, 20 minutes away. But at the time, it seemed, like, really far away. Yeah, but when you sit in my studio, that's being productive. That's both of us being productive. Doing the things. And it's fun. More studio sits. Which, yeah, I feel like Friday's daytime is going to be one of my most reliable, or Monday's daytime are going to be my most reliable studio days. But if you're looking for weekend time, Sunday mornings might be an option before I go to my inner city space with my art residency at the moment. Or we can see if there's a couple of days. Actually, you could come in and sit as a model on a Sunday for us. If you don't mind other artists painting you as well. I'm sure your ego wouldn't mind other people painting you as well. Because we are looking for some people to do some portrait sits. And you could go as theatrical as you want. Like, I know what I want to do. I know what I want to do. I know what I want to do. Okay. We're going to jump over to the other screen. Okay. So there's this portrait in the National Portrait Gallery. So we're going to search over there. Let's go. Sorry, you've started a thought. You can't. Rehearsal, no. On Sundays, 1 till 4? No. I don't care. I'm going to show you this thought anyway. Anyway. Move, water bottle. Gimme. Yes, this portrait is the portrait I'm thinking of in the highlights. No? You all. There's a portrait in the National Portrait Gallery that I'm specifically thinking of that I feel like we could recreate / had your flair. Which, by the way, Ned Kelly death mask. That would also be cool to paint. 12:45 to 5 every Sunday. So specifically the time I have a professional art studio available to use that is closer to where you live is the only time that you're doing rehearsal. Boo. If they cancel a rehearsal, tell me. Alright, let's find the thing that I want. Not those. It's not there. Okay. Go back. I better have it on the website. So that was iconic portraits. What's this one? Controversial ones? No, that's the other page. Highlights. It wasn't in there. Topical. Another tab. On display. It would be that. Surely it's still on display. It's been on display every time I've been. Which actually, I've been to the National Portrait Gallery like 4 times now, even though it's in Canberra, and that is lovely. We're gonna find it. We're gonna find it. We're gonna find it. Oh god, there's 15 pages. I don't know the guy's name. This is my problem. I need his name, and then I would be able to use the search bar. Oh, this one's beautiful. I love that one. Robert Hannaford is like the most amazing portrait artist from South Australia, and his daughter, Sarah Hannaford, is equally freaking amazing. Adorable. Come on. Nope. I'm gonna find this thing. I'm determined. It's an older style portrait of the most swagger and like Commonwealth attitude ever, and I think I can't remember if it's a theatre guy or if it's just a queer guy with swagger or something, I don't know, but definitely reminds me of like your wedding suit mixed with like a dressing gown in terms of outfit. What I'm saying makes no sense, but I'm very okay with it. You'll see what I mean when I find it. Oh my god, please be on display, please be here, otherwise, is his name George? I don't want to risk it now though with this many pages deep. Separate tab. Alright, let me search George. Nope, 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 nope. No, no, no. Oh, that's too many. Keep going. No, no, no. This is more the style. That's William Dargie. Okay, so I don't think it's William Dargie, but that's like the era, 60s. Oh, I thought it was earlier than that. I don't know. Ba, 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 ba. Barry Humphries. Does anyone know this one? This one's so different from how you know Barry Humphries because it was done so much earlier by Clifton Pugh. Anyway, it's not this one, but you're getting the vibe. That's getting there. I love William DeBell. He does great stuff. William DeBell. William DeBell. He was in the Archibald like a billion times. Oh, this is such a side quest. But yes, if you were able to come to the studio and sit for a portrait, this is when I find it. It's how I would want to paint you, just for the fun of painting you. Oh, I'm not going to find it. I'm really annoyed. 15. No, it's not there. No! Oh my god, okay. If I just search that, will it find something? No. Ah! That one! We found it! We found it! Okay, go down. Show me the thing. Show me the thing. You just showed it to me and then you took it away. Come back. Come back, come back, come back. Oh my god, show me the thing. How long is this article? This one. George Lambert! I had George. I was right. I was right. George. So. Move my head. Where's my head? Whee! This is George Lambert. So it is a self-portrait with gladioli. And look at this freaking swagger. Like, man. Comma waffle, what do you think? Robe, hand on hip, jaunty. We might not be able to do a live pose with the hand in the air like that, but it's that. Why are my glasses like that? This is the vibe. Complete swagger, confidence, light bouncing off the forehead, velvety textures. Describe mensch again for me. What is the implication there? I know the word, I know the intention, I don't know the actual meaning. I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna read this. No. It's like a Yiddish word, isn't it? Oh, person of integrity and honor. That doesn't sound like what I thought. Yeah, it is Yiddish. I was right. I thought mensch was like kind of tacky. No, it is a person of integrity and honor. That's awesome. Rad. Side quest! Side quest complete! George Lambert is pretty upstanding and fabulous. So, that tracks. That tracks. Do you have a robe of that ilk? Or would I have to find a robe? Aspirational is true. And heck, that would make a cool headshot for you. Because it's kind of like your wedding outfit, but not. Where did I put my paintbrush? There. That was a fun side quest, although frustrating with how many pages I had to get through to find it. I should have just done a straight Google. But I'm getting frustrated with Google Images because, like, the theme of this stream is talking about AI. The amount of times when I'm looking for a particular painting and all I get is AI generations of other things using similar themes, it's really frustrating. So now, like, all my searches are negative AI. And it only gets rid of like half of the AI results. It's just annoying because I'm not finding what I want. Because most of the time I'm looking for a historical painting, but I'm really bad at remembering names and dates. Although I remember George, so I'm happy about that. In fact, I remembered the artist's name. Even a bit of it. I'm proud of me, because ADHD, I have terrible memory. You could have a robe like that, I agree. Behind this door, you guessed it! AI! Is it a door or is it a rectangle with slightly weird angles? Yeah. Side quest complete. I deserve a gold star. Yay. Where's my reference? Nah. How are we doing on time? Oh god, time is flying tonight. How is it going so fast? Feels like it's been maybe 1 or 2 hours since I started. And it has been, what? Almost 3. Is a door or a cake? Welcome to the aren't there shows like that where like random things are made of cake? I feel like that's a thing. Or like the Try Guys did an episode of that recently or something. One of the competition shows. I know Game Changer did an episode where they had random cake and that was awesome. I love Game Changer so much. And I blame Waffle for enabling me with Game Changer. You enabled me! Oh, that reminds me of going to check in with another friend. Yes, such a great show. It is such a great show. It really is the American version of Taskmaster for me. It's got all the vibes of Taskmaster and fun ensembles and too much power in the person who creates it, but also so much pride because they love creating it. Like, it's such a good vibe. And they do self-actualize that they're very similar to Taskmaster, but they're American. Like, they're completely aware of the fact and non-apologetic in a fun, campy way. So that works. Why do I look like I have really thin hair tonight? It's just like one little chunk. I have really thick hair. It's normally poopy everywhere, but it's just having a day. I'm gonna wash it. I normally wash it today because today's swimming lesson day with the little one, but I didn't do swimming lesson today. Dad did. We're getting somewhere with this. That makes me happy. I'm gonna go until I start making mistakes. What do you think? I can't believe all your rehearsal times come off are exactly when my studio time is. That's rude. Because the only other studio time I get is like Thursday mornings for 2 hours, which I'm not really doing live sittings for because what's the point? And then the other time is a tutored session, so I don't get to do my own thing. It's set activities. Maybe next term there'll be more time. Because it has sort of changed what studio hours we get each term with this residency. Because it's dependent on what classes are in the studio. So put that on the back burner, but remind me to do our Common Waffle George Lambert crossover swag portrait. Because it's either that or you got to figure out a really good cosplay for PAX, because I want to try and do the cosplay to canvas again. Although actually I've already asked someone else who was doing a Jon Snow, so maybe I'm doing Jon Snow. Yeah. We're definitely getting somewhere. We've got half a bird almost. Once I sort of get this little bit in, then it's half a bird. That's okay, you were playing games. I popped into Discord and saw that you were playing games, and I'm like, I'm a not bother. I'm a not bother you because you were doing the thing. Did you win games? The card games. Did you win? We're doing another harpy over here. This is our second one. The first one is not finished in any which way, but I wanted to get this one started. No, you didn't win, not tonight. No. But I want you to win. I'm also trying a new camera angle. I'm not sure how I feel about it. But I like how it's all up close and you can see the actual pinky strokes. But it is a very shallow depth of field of focus. And I keep changing where I'm painting, which means then the focus isn't where I'm painting. Ooh! Yeah, I can help with that. Is it like a auction? Like a sell things to raise money? Or is it like a paint things to raise awareness situation? If you're happy to talk about it on stream, up to you. Sell things to raise money? I've got lots of things in the drawers. I'm happy to donate things to the things. For Parrot, cool. Yeah, no, I'm on board. When's that? Is that through a gallery or an online thing? I've got drawfuls. Very happy to donate to the cause. Okay, I got really tempted and I painted a belly button, because look at that little belly button down there. Is that tracking the right point? Go over there. Yeah. Little belly button here. That little spot there, that's belly button. Alright. Sabi, first Friday in July. Done. Yes, please. Coffee and chat sounds great. Or studio splat if you want to come out to my studio and just hang out. I'm down for that also. I will be at my art residency in Vic Arts Society on Sunday, which would be cool. I don't know what time I'm heading in. That's the only thing. So I'll be actively painting 1 till 5, I think. But before that, I might be free. I can't remember what time I'm starting. How are you feeling? You went well. Are you feeling better? You'll be working on the weekend if it's right. Boo! I mean, yay work because money, but also boo. Still have chesty cough. No! My people will talk to your people? Yeah, no. I.e., we'll both forget, and then we'll remember and be all like, oh my god, let's do the thing! Which I'm very okay with that. That's the problem. Sometimes you and I, we're too similar. Because we both have the same lack of organising, in some ways, skills. Us? Get distracted? No, never. Hey, you've come in straight after my latest side quest of finding another portrait that reminded me of Commonwealth, and Commonwealth brought up the fact that in the 17 years of us knowing each other, I've never painted him. So now I'm inspired and I have the reference, it's just we don't have the time. So I blame Commonwealth for getting me excited about something that I can't do. I had my psychology appointment today. Yay, good. Go psychology. That's great. it was really validating to have her respond to me saying something about what I did with, well, that's the ADHD. It is! And weirdly, Jaqueline, my other streamy friend, she has a little remix song of her going, ADHD? And now that runs through my head when things happen, and I can externalize them rather than internalize them as my own shame, because they're not my own shame, it's how my brain functions. It's not my fault. No, I have fainted you, that's true. Oh, come Waffle's gonna yell at me now. Painting people is fun. I'm sorry I haven't painted Come Waffle. Oh, no worries. Let's do the John. Thank you for the lurk and work. I hope you have a lovely day, and it is a nice, productive one. Thank you for the chats. I really enjoyed it. And we'll see you next time. I gotta catch one of your streams. In general, I think I need to open Twitch on my phone before I open an audiobook, because that's my problem at the moment, is I'm really deep dive into a couple of audiobooks. Which, Inkmo, did I tell you about The Year I Met My Brain, the ADHD book? I'm reading it for the second time. I really like it, because Matilda Bosley, who wrote it, is just so accessible as a writer, and the way that she's written it is very, honestly, ADHD brain, and so it's very easy to listen to and understand. And then my friend taught me that Libby, the library app, has a listen to things faster button. So now I'm listening to everything at 1.3 speed, and I'm getting through books much faster. Maybe? Yeah. Join the Coburg Library. The Coburg Library has like a bunch of copies of it. They've got like 50 copies of it as an audiobook. Libby is the app that a bunch of the Victorian public libraries use, which allow you to access free ebooks and audiobooks on your phone. And all you need is a library card to one of their libraries, which includes the Eastern Libraries, called Your Library. It includes the Marybeck Libraries, which is Brunswick and Coburg and all them. And it includes the Monash Libraries out in Clayton. So you should join the Marybeck Library and download Libby on your phone, and then have free audiobooks all the time. 'Cause it's great! It's great. I've gotten kind of obsessed, because since I got medicated, I'm now able to read books. Where's my phone gone? I'm not able to keep track of my phone. Oh, there it is. How many books have I read on Libby? Which I downloaded after I got all my ADHD stuff leveled out. There's my thing. Loans? No. Yeah, so I've already read all those. You can also get magazines on here, so I have like American Art Collector, Create Magazine, Artist Profile, and stuff, and it's awesome, and it tells you when the next magazine comes out, and you can just automatically love it. I have now collected 4 libraries, so that means there's 4 different databases I can search for books in, which is cool, because you don't have to live in the area where the library is. You can just be a member, which is awesome. So I've joined all of them, and then there's an area where I can see what things I've borrowed. I have borrowed 56 books in less than a year, and I've read at least 2/3 of those. I don't think so. I think most of them have a join online. I know Marybeck Council does, so if you look up the Marybeck Library, the one I said that's in Coburg, that's online, and then it will mail you your library card. But they do give you a digital version of it, and you just need the number on your library card to do the phone appy thing. So like, meh. So yeah. Biff. That's fine. So like, that's the little Libby picture. Oh, I should show on this one, shouldn't I? Whoop! That's the Libby picture there. Boop. And then it's like a little app with all your libraries. Oh, I should focus this, shouldn't I? Yeah, and then I go to my bookshelf, and it's like, I've got magazines and books at the moment, and this is the ADHD book, The Year I Met My Brain. And this one is a skip the line loan, which means if you're in line for a book and it's taking forever, they can have some copies that you have a limited borrow time, so I can only have this one for 14 days, which is less than usual. but I got to have it faster. And it's a 9-hour book, so it's very doable. And then I've got some bad romance, and then I've got some D&D content, and then I've got some more bad romance, and then I've got death book and art magazines. And that's just at the moment. I've read so many things, and I freaking love this app. And some of the libraries use BookBox, which I don't like that app as much. So I just joined the libraries that do Libby, because Libby is rad. Yeah. So that's things. Anyway. That's another side quest. You have 6? I have 4! Otisaurus, who do you have that I don't have? I've got... Oh, you probably have lots of people I don't have. I've got 4 Victorian libraries from here in Australia. I've got Monash, Marybeck, Frankston, and your libraries, which is the one that's like all the Eastern library area bits. Yeah. And that's what, yeah, I've been literally collecting libraries since I've discovered that's how it works. And I'm just like, cool, if I am in an area, I will go collect the library. Or, yeah, the other night I did a web troll and that's how I got Monash. I also joined the state library and then I realised the state library doesn't do it. And I was like, ah. But now I'm a member of the state library. They've got lots of other databases and other stuff. But because it's more of a research-based library, it's not the same. This is like fiction, non-fiction, novelty, ready book things. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to stop playing with that belly button because I freaking love painting belly buttons and I just know I'm getting distracted. I don't know why I love painting belly buttons, but I do. Just a fun little form. If you don't have connected libraries, you can sign up online and they have a decent collection. Ooh, who's connected libraries? Connected. Ooh, okay. Our ad is about to start. I'll be back. I'm going to look at connected libraries while the ad break is playing on Twitch. Doo-doo-doo. YouTubers, comment if you have a question. Yay. Doo. 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 Connected libraries. Oh, the ad's not quite started yet. It'll start in a minute. Connected libraries. That's what I'm looking for. Boom. Connected. Oh, Mary Warren. Sweet. Alright, I'm gonna load a tab. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that out loud, should I? Ad break ended. You're back. No, anything. Love you lots. Good night. If anyone doesn't follow Inkmo, go give them a follow on Twitch. Inkmo is awesome. Oh, I have a command for info. Hold on. Inkmo. Boop. Boop-a-doop. something on my computer badooped. You badooping? Or are you good? You're good. Good. Yeah. Oh, that's how you sent it to me. Is that how you sent it? No. I know. Sorry. Checking all the things. Checking all the things. You shush. Yeah, it is shush. Good. Alright. Feathers. I want to rock out this whole section, and then I might call it there. But no, almost one. That happened fast. Should probably stop eating sugar if I'm intending to go to bed at any point. But almost got enough in that I can do the toes. I've just got like this little area over here to figure out, and then fill in the holes. Yeah. Ooh, I called it luminous in that alert. Luminous. Nice word. Pretty. Where more? This whole process probably would have benefited with me having a 2 paintbrush system where I use 1 paintbrush for light colours and 1 paintbrush for dark colours, but I only thought of it now, so I'm just going to keep going with 1. But that's often a way to make yourself paint a little bit cleaner and faster, is to have separate paintbrushes of the same size and type that you want to use, but for lights and darks, so then you don't have to keep wiping and cleaning between changing. I know a couple of artists who literally use 1 paintbrush for every colour that they're using, and that keeps all their colours really clean, but I am definitely too lazy for that. And by too lazy, I mean I'm not that good at keeping everything laid out beautifully and remembering to swap brushes. I just tend to like doing a lot with 1 and then changing if I need specific different marks and things like that. I often like having like 1 dry brush when I have a wet brush. That's always a good combo. And the reason I like that is because a dry brush tends to lift the paint more when you want to like rub out a mistake and things, and then the wet brush is more for applying. Sometimes the dry brush is also for blending, especially if it's a dry brush with no colour on it. It's quite good for blending because it's only gonna smush 2 areas together, like little zigzags like that. So you'll have like wet paint, and then you use a dry brush over the top to just be like, and be friends now. Without actually adding to the volume of the paint. Which I know some painters really don't like on-board blending, but I like to have all the tools available.
Let's get this foot almost stuck up here. So we'll have 2 feet and a bunch of feathers. Oh, actually, no, we need dark one, don't we? I'm just filling in these holes around the spots from the feathers. God, it makes such a difference on screen when you fill that in, because suddenly the reflectiness of the aluminium goes away. Feathery looking. And these are here. That's going to be dark. It's amazing how many things you think are right, and then you just look at the picture properly and go, oh, no, it's actually meant to be the opposite of that. As long as it's mostly right, that's fine with me. I love how bright the feathers are on this side compared to that dark mess here, because it's just giving a really nice contrast. Bright, bright, bright. Definitely get in there. Let's do the jam is doing a streamy stream. Let's do the John, sorry. Maybe we could raid to Let's Do the John when we're done. That seems like a good idea. I think we should do that. I wonder what they're streaming. What are they streaming? Boop. Curious. Ooh, they're gonna be doing Stardew Valley. Yes. Okay, I think that's a plan. If no one has any objections. After dreaming about Pedro, no worries, Waffle. Thank you so much for joining. I think I'm going to jump off stream in a minute anyway, because I'm going to raid over to Let's Do the John, and then I can just noodle around a little bit before bedtime. Because this is definitely bedtime. Thank you for the chaos, Excite. Good night. Say hi to Mrs. Waffle for me, although I'm sure she's unconscious. Because it's bedtime. Yeah. Alright, I think we're gonna do that. How long have we been streaming for? Long time. That's alright. This has been a very fun stream. Unfortunately, side quests hampered our progress a little, but actually I have finished quite a lot. So what I might do is finish this little bit of featheriness, and then I'll swing the camera around to show you where we've gotten up to for the satisfaction of the VOD. And if anyone wants to check it later to see where we got to. Okay. Cool. Alright. Let's change my face for a second. Hello. And I'm going to move the camera. Clunkety clunk. Alright. And let's go back to that one.
Oh, that's not really as zoomed out as I thought. That's kind of the gist. So you can see how all those forms have sort of started to come together really nicely, and it's looking like a bird with a lady belly in the middle. And there's a nice little hole here for me to put a claw in. Yeah! Yay! Thank you so much for joining me on stream tonight. I've had so much fun. I really like that we're a really chatty bunch because I'm a chatty person naturally anyway. Thank you so much for the raids. We got a couple of raids. We got Calf Master bringing in a few. And again, thank you to Lucifer from Quill Stream for coming in to say hi, and everyone who did your cheeky lurks. I love a cheeky lurk. That's all been super awesome. And yeah, we're going to raid out on Twitch to Let's Do the John. And what else are we going to do? On YouTube, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and hit notifications so you know when I post, and I will be also posting in the community tab about when I intend to stream. So Fridays are our normal sort of session, and other than that, I will see you all soon. Thanks so much for joining. Alright, bye bye. Let's do